Yeah, man. Want to big up Unseen Sports TV now. Keep watching them. Keep supporting them.
Unseen Sports TV, a station to be watched, a station to enjoy, a station with football and more football out Jamaica.
Big up, Uncle Paul. Welcome back to Unseen Sports TV. My name is Coach Javon Parchment, and I am so pleased and I'm so glad that I'm here alive and I'm okay. So today, our show is Journey to Professional Football with Coach Miguel Coley. People, no know name, so I the gaffer that, you know. Yeah, man, former Jamaica College coach, former Barbican coach, former Norman Manley High School coach as well, former national assistant coach to Alfred Schaefer, under 23 coach at national team as well, and is now in Qatar coaching. People, I'm going to put Miguel Coley on the screen now for him to tell you about himself a little bit more than I can do. Miguel, welcome to Unseen Sports TV.
Yeah, man, respect, man, and bless and love to all the people, tuning in. Thank you for the opportunity to, to share, to share a little bit or a lot about me. Not sure how this evening will come up. But before I begin, I was watching your advertisement with Paul and Antigua Davis. Yeah, and also Paul, Uncle Paul.
Uncle Paul.
Those Woolmans.
Woolmans.
And he said Woolmans. So it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure seeing those person because those person are staple in terms of football in different ways. As a fan, one as a coach and a legendary footballer. So that was good to see. Well, in terms of Miguel Coley, well, I'm just a young man from a humble beginning. When I was a boy, I had big hope of myself. I wanted to do great things, and it was always through playing football, not necessarily coaching. I was very talented as a player. Was one of the better players during my time in the Dakar Cup. Unfortunately, I was never called for the national program, which among my peers they always found it very surprising. But I played for my gully football club, and after that I went to Waterhouse Football Club, and about 21 years old, 22 years old, I got injured, and I turned to the whole aspect of coaching after getting an opportunity from Mr. Alric Clark. So, but before that, I was coaching. When I was going to college, I was coaching in the summer, My Gully High School. So I was the assistant coach of My Gully High School from I was like 19 years old. So I've been in the football coaching set for maybe 21 years. So it's a very, very long time I've been, but as a young coach, understudying, older coach and more knowledgeable coaches.
Okay, so you wanted to become a football player. And I know you went.
I was a football.
You wanted to become a professional football player.
Yeah, definitely, because I believe I was very talented. Player. I was a very talented player, and also I was very good in terms of schoolwork. So, like 1998, I won the Reggae Boy Scholarship for a sportsman scholarship where you would get I think it was 30,000 per year. They would pay for all your books, all of them stuff there. I think that was through the initiative with ISA, through Mr. Alfred Green and Captain Horace Bird. I think, that was the initiative through the schools, the Reggae Boy Scholarship. So persons who did excel in football and did well in academic, would have gotten. I remember going to the, what's the name of the hotel? Terra Nova Hotel. There was one player called Copper from Manchester High School. That's the name of only player I can remember at that point in time. But there were other players like from Monroe. I think it was 8 of us across Jamaica. But yeah, so I was a good player. I played for My Gully from I was like 14 years old, and My Gully, was one of the better team. We went to the Premier League in 1997. So that time I would be like 15, 16. So we didn't do very well in the Premier League. I remember one game against Tivoli Gardens, I think 97. I think it was at election time. It was 0-0 first half, and then by the second half, the I think they were coming from campaign. They came into the stadium at down by Tivoli Garden and started to ring the bell, and they gave the peanut man a bell. Take away peanut and give him a bell for ring. By the end of the game, I got 6-love. So it was a tough time for my gully at the time. And in terms of Waterhouse, my gully played Waterhouse in Brooks Park, I think, 2004, the December. And I scored a brilliant goal, a free kick. And Peter Gargill said, "Yo, man, I leave in a youth." Yeah, so the next day he came for me, brought me to Mr. Bignell and everything. And ready to sign me in the January transfer. I told my mother, because I just finished college, I told my mom, "Hey, Mom, I'm going to Waterhouse." And she started crying and said, No, Waterhouse too dangerous and bad and stuff. So
Where were you living at that time?
I was in my gully. I went back to
In
my
my
gully
gully.
because I went back to my gully because I was supposed to go to a university, but the scholarship fell through because I had spent 3 years at the university level, and it was a 5-year scholarship. So they were
Okay.
saying that I only could come for 2 years. So it didn't really make any sense in terms of for them. Yeah. So I didn't really looking for a job. I got a job. I lost it before I started because of some political stuff. That was crazy. So I just stayed my gully and I was playing for the team. And Waterhouse came and Peter Cargill. So when he died that year, I said to my mother, Mommy, I don't have no job, I'll go play for Waterhouse now. So I left and went to Waterhouse. So, when we leave in my gully, you have to leave like from 3 o'clock. Because when we reach at Jewsland, it's like 5 o'clock in the morning, or early 5 o'clock in the morning, I reach Jewsland. And tell the people in my Jewsland start take me and say, yo, things are going, so you have to come. So I think Nally, them have a shop right in front of the Jewsland. So they can carry me to them yard. Every morning when I come, them take me and say, yo, because things are going. Because, those days is sometimes you can't cross a bridge. The Red Bridge, yeah. Even when we come from games, we have to put Liam in front because him are the pearl. So we play a match, I'll park over Trinidad, and so enough man park over the school. Because I used to live at the same house with Warlord. Not Bounty Killer, Craig White. Yeah, so the same. So like if him park over, Liam would park over the school too. So during those days you have to put Liam in front. And him are the pearl, nobody not shoot him, But poor little me, you can't put me because, so
Nobody
it
know
was
at
a
the
rough
time.
time in Waterhouse at the time. rough time. I was a super sub. I was a super sub. I play. But things start get away because, Christmas was coming up and, salary now run, no money or not much money. And then you used to get paid by, you have a standard salary. And then you get paid by, appearance, if you start, if you're going, if you assist, like this. So you have some players, and at the time you have some very good players at Waterhouse, like excellent players, like the Barney, Vincent Earl, P-Led, Hicklins, you have Zappa, you have English, you have Dottiman, you have Big Ed, you have Lemmy, you have Jomo Garden. He came from Harborview that year. So it was a good team, you understand, and to be playing over some players like Barney and Eklins, and then they were part of the G unit run by English.
That means a big baller coming from the high school system, man.
No, okay, don't think, man. So I think I played a very bad. No, you see, it's not. I made a mistake against. I came on against Village United. And it's like this. I intercepted the ball. And when I intercepted the ball, it was like 2 versus 2. There was a Rasta guy from Village, and there was a player. Lamy normally posts up. We know how Lamy play. He posts up, right?
Yes.
And I know I'm very skillful, so I know I can step over maybe 1 or 2 times and probably go past the guy and shoot. Anyway, you see the pearl, you see the pearl, bro. You see the pearl, brother, and I say, yo, I'm gonna give him. Because we know him move him, I'm gonna lean back and take it back this way. I'm gonna feint, take it in front of him and probably shoot or, pass the guy easy because he's very powerful. And I say, you know what, I'm gonna give Lamy the ball, you know. A split second. And I pass the ball to Lamy, and the defender clever, step in front of Lamy. He made one pass to the half line. Shane Crawford crossed the ball from the half line, and the guy heading at the goal. You understand? And from that, them just start trample over way. We lose 3-1 after leading 1-0. And you know, I mean, English blame me. Him get upset. Him can't even hear him. I say, you understand? And me I said to them, say, yo, if you know football, I mean, with defense, with blunder, because I cannot be on top of the 18 of the opponent and the pass one ball to the half line and cross the ball. I say, yo, my defender's too deep. You understand? Because I mean, I know the football. My defender's too deep. No way they can take 2 touch, cross the ball, Crawford cross the ball, and Shane head the ball, you know, the 6, basically between the 6-yard and the penalty spot, you know, the goal. Anyway, go on and go on. I mean, management get backs up, and some other whole part things are going on Waterhouse, you know. I started against Medieval, was the man of the match. We have Cavaliers that come up. The coach don't even have me in the squad. You know, you have some people in the community.
What's coaching the team at that time?
Fitzgerald. Coach Fitzgerald, yeah. Was under a lot of pressure. You had with him, what's the name of the guy? Forget, he was KC coach. Can't forget his name. He became the head coach after too. Nice man. But there's a lot of pressure. So, you know, when I say gun things had come in play and, you know, badness and everything. I won't get into it. And I say the best thing, you know, I got cut, you know, because I wanted to regain my confidence. So I say, you know what, go back to my community. And probably next season I go Harborview, because Harborview at the time wanted me to come on Portmore, because I used to go to Portmore. I'm gonna say, you know, Waterhouse is my dream club, because from my footballer, I camp with Icklins and Barney them and Capo and all them, and they're at Homewood. You understand? Every single year. So first jersey I have is a Waterhouse jersey. So Waterhouse, I declined Portmore and Harborview at the time to go to Waterhouse. And you want to know, so the first game me play for my gully, and my man dropping on my, like, a original man, Mr. Pate, Donovan Pate, fell inside of my ankle, and I'm going to see it start swell. And I say, you know, say I hate this. And long story short, I just never recovered from that. I was like 22 years old. Very young, I think very talented. Yeah. It was a sad time, depressing time. And as I said, from there, so I was teaching, because I came to Kingston and I get a job at Norman Manley. And Mr. Clark said, "Oh, you're a footballer, you know, come help me out." And
so you finished your college at 22, so you could
no man by 21.
By 21 you finished college. You're doing a teaching.
Yes,
physical education or literature.
You know, so physical education. I applied for a couple of literature jobs, but you know, say even to my old school, they had an opening, Homewood. I mean, I say, yeah, they must can give me a job. They didn't even give me an interview, so I was really cut up about it. But you know, everything happened. You know, everything that happened is a part of the journey. You know what I mean? It's a part of the journey. And maybe if I had gotten the job that I even lost before I started, maybe I wouldn't be here, you know? So you have to give thanks.
Yes. So one of my friends who a coach with, like, assist him in coaching, used to go to Homewood, right? So he normally tell me, say, you know, say, Miguel a big ball when he got Homewood, a big ball. I mean, I tell him, good, him could have make teams like Premier League teams. So when you come now and you really tap it off by saying, no, I believe him, you understand me? So you really could have, yeah. So
when I start playing, man, a lot of people cry because their body call me and say, "Yo, you need to get back." No, man, I tell you, from my playing football and I started, there was only one time a player really outplayed me, and it was against Froome. There was this guy named, I can't forget the name, Lexus. It was used 2000. Lexus. That was the only game I can remember that I played, and a midfielder outplayed me. I think it was against Froome. Even like in Super League back in the days, you had, what was the name of the team from Clarendon? Not Tumberline. I think you had like the guys like
Hazard. It was Hazard.
No, not Hazard.
Not Hazard.
No, it was
Sporting
the one
Central.
Sporting Central. Yeah, man. When them bought me, man, them have a Yeah, Spanish Town, same thing. It was, but it's what it is. It just
When
never.
you finish your career went down the hill because of an injury, um, you started to teach at Norman Manley first.
No, I was teaching. I was teaching while playing for Waterhouse. So that was one of the issue.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was difficult because Waterhouse trained morning, evening, sometimes 2 times for the day, sometime one. So like I was on the evening shift. My first year was the evening shift, and sometimes we have our training 5:30, and I finish 5 o'clock. So sometimes my brethren Walla that come pick me up, or a baller will come up a pass and pick me up. But if not, I have to go down a Waltham Avenue, take a bus and go and come off at come up take a bus and come off at what place them? Not Winward Road, not what name, and beside Tankwell, right there. So come off at beside Tankwell and shut it through them time. So it was even rough. So sometimes I even reach
Lines
late.
Road.
Yeah, Mullins Road, take a bus or a taxi, Mullins Road, and go through as a place name, forget the name of the road there. So where you go through as you pass as you pass Tankwell, you have a little left turn there, so and it can carry right across the right in line with the bank. Headley Street, yeah, Headley Street there, so across from the gas station on Mullins, the big the four-way there. So
Yeah.
before you go to the four-way,
Yeah, we know
you
the
have Headley
four-way.
Street.
You have
Yeah, you just
Marvel over there, so you have
yeah.
Avondale. This
Yeah, but
that.
before Young Mullins Road, before you cross and go to Pete's, you have a little left turn right at the where you have the big, where you have the you call the gully, Sandy Gully where you go through there. So you have a little community right across. We carry you back through. If you go straight, you can go straight to the Red Bridge, and then you just go right at the school and go training. So it was kind of difficult. Morning training, all right, good, cause we used to live up a Forest Hill, and most time we just jog through Marvally. Go down for Marvel, go through Marvel this and go training or my brothers that drive. But sometimes say, we could just run it and we just run through, get ready, go back to school or teach, and then evening time you come again. So it was a thing. Them time cooking a Pete's. Then you get some food on some person or stop a Pete's. Them time the buy food.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
So you have some persons in the comment section dropping comments left, right, and center. So if I don't read them, I'm in serious trouble. They won't subscribe. So Mario Russell, the first person who commented said, "Good to see you, coach. Enough respect and always your family. Happy holidays to you and your family when it comes."
Respect, sir. Russell. Family good. Family good. Hope your family is good too. And happy holidays to you and yours.
All right. So IT pushing the building, talk it through blue. It is a JC supporter, our old boy. So you might say big up coach. You understand me? Big up coach. Ricardo but just say management get backs up. Whoa.
Yeah, man.
Ryan LFC was on the program as well. I don't know if he's still on. So some of these questions I will ask some of these questions later down into the interview. All right. So the question I will come back to them and ask him. And remember the call-in segment where you can call in and ask Coach Coley the question you want to ask him. So, all right. So you were teaching, then teaching and playing, which is very difficult, as I said. So we'll go down into the coaching journey, career. So you're at Norman Manley, right? Norman Manley first school?
Yeah, man. Norman Manley first school.
Norman Manley. You end up becomes a coach at Norman Manley. Norman Manley was a big team back in them days, and a big side. You hear about Norman Manley, me say yes, big side I come play.
No, timing, because when I got injured, Fuzzy, Marcel Giel, he was leaving. He was the assistant, he was a coach at the under 14 and under 16. And then you had Gunman, Kurt Martin. He was the assistant coach of the Norman Manley High School. Both of them were one leaving to go abroad and one leaving to go to Georges. You understand? And so Mr. Clark needed support. And me being a footballer there, and what I was doing when I got injured, I was so bored. So what I had some students who I thought they were very good footballers. So I said to them, "You're on the evening shift. Just come in the morning, and I will coach you." So everybody, the entire class used to come and get some ball because I'm a PE teacher, so I have access to the ball. So
Okay.
outside, I used to coach them outside of Maxfield football field. That's outside of Norman Manley School, just right across there. So never mind. And I don't know if Mr. Clark heard about it, but he saw me one day and said, because I know Mr. Clark from I was going homeward, because
Okay.
I used to camp, so I know him. I know of him, yeah. So he asked me, said, look here, man, I want you to come and assist me. I'm gonna say, sure. And he said, I will give you the under 14 team and be the assistant for the Manning Cup team. So I said, sure. The under 14 team, we went to the semi. We should have won under 14. Went to the semi-final that year. Did very well, and you know what happened. Most of the boys who I was coaching before I started coaching the team, they became a part of the team. You understand? So that was fantastic. They had a pre-tournament at JC, and we went up there, mash up place, won the tournament there, and we had what's the name, Arden in the semi-final at the under 14, and trust me, I don't even know what happened. My goalkeeper, I came up for a ball twist, they score a goal, and then we tried to get another goal, they score
Which
against
team you were playing?
we play against Arden over by Campion.
Arden.
And
Okay.
yeah, that time we had from our team we had some of the better players, because we had Sean Laws. He was my goalkeeper. He became national goalkeeper. He was under 15 goalkeeper after that. You had Bonnie Cavaliers. He was one of the better. Every school wanted him. We had many good players. Donaldson, Nico Brooks, Fabian Burnett, Maverick Smith. And most of those boys, after Mr. Clark went to Calabar, they went with him. But I mean, strong team. I think if I had more experience at the time, would have won the tournament easily. But very, very good team. Good couple of players. Lashawn, Jerry, Richard. So I remember all of the players. I remember all of them. But and I was fast forward. The worst part of it though is that when it came to Manning Cup, only one of those players transitioned to Manning Cup. About 8 of them went to Calabar, and some went to the. No, that wasn't the sad part, because that wasn't the difficult part. Some died, some were in the prison.
Okay.
Yeah, and that kind of changed
Violence in the community.
That kind of changed my whole thing about coaching. You understand?
Maxfield.
I really realized that it's about saving lives more than anything else. So I changed the whole aspect. No. Yeah. So from that time, I became like a social worker. So weekends, me I pop up at your yard. You see me at Waterhouse, you see me in a Fitzgerald. You know what I mean? Anyway, them know say they don't know which yard me I turn up, but they know say me I go pop up. Me I move youth from who are Lock City, from their yard to maybe them grandmother. You find solution. We have homework programs. So Saturday, I remember, if you don't do your homework, you can train. You understand? No, it's serious. Because when I started happening, I was like, no, a serious business. You have to see them yourself. You have to see it, and sometimes you put yourself in danger, because sometimes you reach down we call the place Stinger, and as you park up, depends on the time of the night. One bag of man reach your car do a long time. You understand? And I said, no, the coach, So you had that open incident. Sometimes you have to hide from gunshot, because you're in the area already. You can't drive out, because if you down at the bottom, say them on top, them are even Miguel in a problem. You have to just stay out and find a little way. But the guys always set up a way that you have some 4 ways. You go here, so a man that tell you, say, yo, come through here, so So, but you have to save life, and I think that was one of the biggest things for me when I was at Norman Manley, that we didn't win the Manning Cup. We went to the semi-final.
Yeah.
We went to the semi-final of the Walker Cup. As like a youth, then about 20 little bit. You understand? But it was more about saving life. And by 2012, before I left, 2012. I mean, you had boys who passed our 6, 8, 6s. You understand? You had some boys who missed out look scholarship for go university. You had like a McLeod who finished. He's now even in Dubai. Andrew McLeod was my captain.
Andrew McLeod.
Yeah, man. He went to Michael, now teaching in Dubai. I think maybe one of them they remember link up because it was difficult for them because, as I said, it's difficult, man. It's when you're working in the garrison, your lunch bill at the highest as a coach, and you don't eat at the school. You understand? No, because come on, you to sell buckle for come and train. I said you to sell buckle for come and train. You to run come and train. You to T-fall bicycle for come and training. You understand? Because it's not about just, even some know that they won't get a scholarship. They won't even become a professional footballer, but they want to escape and they want to feel like somebody. You understand? Because you have a youth on the team. Them are bridging when on the team, but the night them are shoot off one another. And that's the reality. That's the reality, that, man. So Manly is a base, is a mixing lab. I always tell people the mixing lab. For me, because
that really set you that experience set you.
Yeah, we can't face anything, man. Plus my experience at Waterhouse, and that me tough as like diamond, man. It's like so you see some things where I tell you, easy, but enough life save. Even though sometimes me see, even the other day when you dead, there's a former footballer, I'm shooting him up.
From Tivoli.
No, not Tivoli. No, it wasn't my player.
Okay.
Yeah, like from Gallo. When you hear anything from Maxwell Avenue, I start look for the name. Because most of the Norman man, like, Kingston 13, Kingston 11, them you there. So I always try, You still talk to them, because it's rough. And it's not only that it's rough, sometimes the wrong choices. That's more it. The wrong choices.
Wrong choices. Wow. So basically, Norman Manley really was a base of, learning a lot of stuff in terms of you had to do social work, you had to do different stuff to get your players to play and get them comfortable and get their mind into the game. So you actually learn different things outside of coaching that helps coaching.
The management.
So it's basically management. So tell us how you leave from, Norman Manley over to Jamaica College.
How I left, man. Talk a story at so much time. I hope I said the right. But you see, Norman Manley says it was a mixing lab because your game model at Norman Manley is one of flair. You understand? Is one of flair because it's a garrison. So you'll play a different way. You'll probably play a JC because it's a garrison. You have to play with a lot of flair and like this. Yeah, man, a lot of skill and entertain the people them and stuff. But RS, you're gonna hear someone and tell you about all type of stuff. Because remember I said I never played for Norman Manley, and even me getting a job at Norman Manley was rough because a lot of past students never too like it, which I can understand. A lot of man against. I was look a teacher this year, I get this side. Mr. Clark. Mr. Clark, I said, no man,
Good, man.
Mr. Clark, I said, so I went to Mr. Clark one day and I will answer a question. And I said to Mr. Clark, I think so I can't fill your shoes, Mr. Clark, I said, well, I say, young man, wear your own shoes. Mr. Clark is a very practical man, you understand? And I have to give thanks to him too, because he teach me a lot and give me a lot of opportunity, But so we have played some good football over the years. Probably some year we lose out only one game and we drop out a second one and stuff. 2010 was very good for us. We, as I said, we went to the Manning Cup semi-final. Could have won the Manning Cup that year because we play against even JC down by Prison Oval and we missed a lot of chances. I mean, chances is just one thing, but I know it's a football. We score our own goal. I remember one incident.
Who was coaching the JC team at that time?
Mr. Can't forget Mr. I can't forget. Come on, big coach, man. The coach before me, man. Mr.
I can't remember his name, but I know he had a son on the team.
I don't know about the son, but oh my gosh, somebody in the comment just put it up. When I get old, you see me, I get old now, right? Yeah, but Mr. Like,
all right.
So Yeah, man, because even that game, I thought you them Nico Brooks dribble past the goalkeeper, pass the ball and the goal and the ball stuck. You understand against JC, and then Ramon, our captain, Junior Flemings go up. Cause Junior was playing, go up, and both of them went up, and he went like this, and the ball catching their head. I mean, made contact with his head. Let me speak properly. Made contact with his head and went in the goal. And we lost 1-0. So I know that we could have won the Manning Cup. We played against Waterford, and at that time Waterford had lost their goalkeeper. I think his house was burnt down due to some violence in Southborough and Waterford, some incident between Waterford and Southborough, based on what I heard. Yeah, and they really rally around the team, kind of push them because we had beaten Waterford, I think 3-0 in the Walker Cup. I mean maybe a month before or 3 weeks before. We weren't even overconfident or anything like that, but it's just a nature game. 87 minutes, they cross a ball. My goalkeeper said he didn't see it. Pass him. So I'll tell a story about it. But yeah, so we're playing some good football, and I was at Barbican at the time too. I was the head coach at Barbican at the time, and before my time at Barbican, believe me, you didn't hear much about Barbican in terms of being a strong team. And we became a dominant force in the Super League until we went to the Premier League. And so a man from JC called me one day and said, they're interested in me coming to JC to coach. And I said to the person, yo, that's not possible, Yeah, man, I said to the person, that's not possible because I have some youth that are really, this year, them are going to do some sexy. So I don't really want to leave them. You understand? Because we have a project at the school, and them youth are really do some sexy. So remember, I'm not even talking to him about football, So I'm not leaving them and stuff. And I say, yo, think about it. And I call some person and say, yo, say JC want me coach there. And I say, I remember my lecturer from Michael, Mr. Solomon. He say, yo, you don't take the job yet. I call him, Mr. What? I say, yo, what you mean by you don't take the job? Miguel.
Why you have to take the job?
I say, yo, I take the job. Anyway, I really kind of adamant say, yo, you know what? I really want to stay music because by the way, too, I believe I could win the Manning Cup at the same time 2013 with Norman Monday because most of the players they came back and stuff. And adamant. So you know what? JN had given me some balls. Whatever they put they placed a check at Western Sports for me to take whatever goods because I didn't want to take any cash. I said to them, so look, put in the name of the school and I will go there and whatever. Anyway, I went to the principal a few times. I was studying at Michael. I was doing my degree because back in the days at Michael, you only did the diploma. 3 years you did the diploma, so you have to go back. The 2 years, which is you do 5 years now for a degree, which was crazy for me. Anyway, you have to do it. So I'm leaving class and going to their meeting. Every time no meeting, I'm saying like, miss, a couple of bars should start the program and it became it's a burden, So I say, you know what, I believe in it, and I just left. I wanted to go on secondment. At the time, the principal said to me, "Say, no, you can't go on secondment. You have to resign." So I said, "All right, cool." The person who's in charge of the PT teachers rep say, "Oh, secondment, do secondment because you can go to JC and things don't work out. Do your secondment." But principal was adamant that I had to resign, so I just resigned. She said to me, "What would have made me stay?" I said, honestly, miss, even if you raise cash, she didn't raise my pay for 5-6 years. Well, stipend. She didn't raise it.
Okay.
I still never. You're passionate. At the time, coaching is just passion and nothing about the money at all. You lose yourself because all you think about the youth them, and you're not youth for yourself, but you think about the youth them and stuff. Because those hard communities need people who are passionate about them and love them and care about them. You understand? It's just about that. So, the JC man called me and I said to him, "Yeah, man, I gotta take the offer." And so I went to the interview and everything. Everything went fine and smoothly until my first training session. When I look outside, brother, I see about about 20 to 30 people I watch the training. I say, oh, what this man? The man them a watch me, I felt really nervous. So I felt
That
really
one is everybody are scrutinized.
yeah, I felt nervous because back in days at Norman Manley we train sometime at the front field, yes. And we train sometime, mostly at the back field, yeah, close to park. And on the person come around, I said there's some man where I play some ball one side and stuff like that and everything like that. So a lot of old boys came and I never used to the support with the old boys because I said um I didn't get much support from there was only one person or two persons who had supported during the time. I think one guy named Craig. And I think there was one time with an old boy bought a bag of rice when I was going to camp because I had to take those boys out of the inner city during the summer. I had to take them out of the inner city, so I brought them always bring them to the country from back in those days. Bring them to the country, different places, Manchester, St. Elizabeth, all over the place. Bring them because you want to take them out of the whole crime and violence space, as much as possible.
Oh,
So
well, yeah.
I went to JC, did the interview, got the job, went to JC, and I said to myself, so you know what? I know some of the players. I know them because we play against them. I mean, some of them a couple years ago. So what I will do is that I'm gonna try and arrange a 3 weeks camp done by Stets. It wasn't Stets at first. I
Okay.
was, trying to find places. I called Coach Watson and him say, "I'm a bridging with Mr. Wellington." Then I spoke to Mr. Wellington and said, "Yeah, man, come." So I went by States in 2013 to camp for 3 weeks. 2 weeks, you know, by the third week, they players, they I get used to and everything. But by the third week, yeah, man, I have them in my hand, man. You know, kind of break them in terms of my way and everything. Start miss one, and start, you know. So on the person there, I mean, some parents will come down when they have
So
practice games.
you brought players. So you brought
If I
players from
brought,
Norman Mali over to JC as well.
no,
Yes.
no, I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do that. I said to them that no, I'm not gonna. Cause you see, I tell you something. I wasn't Norman Manley. You don't have to recruit. Let me put it that way. Based on when you're in the school system, so schools based on the averages of the youth and where you are, you're gonna get some
Yes.
very good talents because the ballers them from the primary school, which I mean, I'm just telling you the reality. Not that it's ideal, but the ballers from the primary school,
Right.
so many times them average, the GSAT at the time was like maybe 40, 50. You understand? So you will get those students. So like if you come from down Kirkside, those guys are gonna go to Holy Trinity, maybe go to DQ. If you come down Kingston 13, you have Norman Manley, you have Selassie, so a lot of talents you'll get a lot of talents based on the structure, the whole placement at the six. So you didn't have to really recruit players at the time. It's not like
Okay.
a JC where the average maybe is a 95. And if you're not getting the best from the prep schools, you understand, like the Heidel prep, the women's prep, the VAS prep, then you will have some issues. So you will have to recruit 1 and 2 players to build onto your program. So some schools are lucky, and you hear they say, "Oh, they recruit this." Okay, I understand all of that, but what happens? You would have gotten the talents, or the abundance of the talent, and maybe you don't have the resource at the time to really optimize all of this talent at the same time. You understand? So that was one of the reasons. So I was never a coach in terms of recruiting because my boys, as I said, about 8 of them went to the team that won with that had done well with on under 14. Money Cup time they weren't there. They were at what's the name? Um Calabar. And I never come out and say, boy, I may lose whatever player. No, your coach. You understand? Because it's no, whoever, no, it's truth. A coach who reached those schools, they would have done a lot of work to reach those schools with the big programs. And same thing in track and field, same thing in cricket. You understand? So you understand the dynamics because one day you have some coaches who maybe they're coaching a small school and players being recruited from them, and you hear them cry. And when them get a job at the big school, nobody don't recruit like them, you know. And you laugh because that's the dynamic of football, you know, and success and you know everything like that is recruiting. You understand? So yeah, so it's like that, you know.
So you actually coached Norman Marley and Barbican. You said that Barbican went into the Premier League, but a lot of people don't know that you coach in the Premier League. They thought it was a schoolboy football straight to the national program. Tell us about that.
Oh, all right. So as I said, Mr. Clark, you know, Mr. Clark is the common denominator of this because I was a very disciplined coach. You know, so everywhere Mr. Clark went, he brought me. He brought me to JN as his assistant coach. He brought me to Barbican. And by 2010, the president, vice president came to me and said, look here, we're going to fire Mr. Clark, but they want me to be the head coach. I said, well, that have to be approved by Mr. Clark. So I called Mr. Clark and said, look here, Mr. Clark, this is it. If you don't want me for coach, if you don't agree with it, then I will not take the job. You understand? So I was straight up with him and everything. And he said to me, young boy, what do you mean?
We're one shoes.
Do your thing, you know. This is I carry on for. You follow me the rest, you know, because Mr. Clark is just very practical. He's like, you know, he's like a father figure. Yeah, very practical. He just talk to you like, you know, and it's amazing how sometimes God can put some people in your life. You know what I mean? So I took the job. I'd won the under 17 Casafa. I think the under 17 Casafa. They had two tiers. The B tier were done very well in terms of semi-final, because I was always a coach who I got semi-final. So you them used to call me semi-final coach. You know, so semi-final everything. You know, so went to the knockout. Yeah, the knockout, and we lost semi-final on it, God, under 17. But those boys know from Norman Manley, because I had to bring them to Barbican, because I had to take them out of the community as much as possible. And I realized that it worked because I didn't have to tell the young boy to put him, you know, in shirt and pants, you know, me a boy talk about homework. Normally they don't talk homework, but they came to Barbican and they start mixing with the Arden, the Campion, the KC, the JC, you understand, from Uptown. And, you know, those boys were strong enough to not to be influenced by them totally, but to conform them in a way. You understand? So I think that did very well. So those are the boys now from under 17, under 20. I didn't coach under 20, and I brought them into the Super League team. Plus, we had some persons from some talented players from Barbican back in the days. And boy, when I tell you, remember we had to win 7 games in a row now. And we used to buck up like Cavaliers.
I know.
Yeah?
I know about
Cavaliers.
those times. I know about.
Yeah, man. Then Cavaliers was a hard team, and when Cavaliers are draw, if it's 1-1 or 0-0, and then Cavaliers went to the Premier League and stuff. So we realized, boy, you know. So we do very well. Even a Jackie Bell, we go at least like semi-final like this, you know, in a Jackie Bell, quarterfinals. We beat Waterhouse, you know. So we do very, very well, you know. People can't come to Barbican and say, boy, it's easy, 3 points. So that even helped to convince JC that, look here, you know, I can do the job. Mr. Henry, to replace Mr. Alfred Henry. He's a coach of JC before me. Yeah, Mr. Henry.
Mr. Henry, yes.
Yeah, man. So can't miss a forget his name. Yeah. So yeah, Barbican started doing very, very well. I brought in, and then we had Sean Charlton too, who also brought in some players from Portmore. So it was some man from Norman Manley, and then I brought in Calico from JC, and then we had some boys from Portmore. You understand? I think Machine Man from Arnie Garden came up and give us some strength too. You had what's his name? Denton Shedden played. And my first year at Barbican, I was player coach. For because when I saw the team, yeah man, when I saw the team that Mr. Clark left, because a lot of the players like Deco, T Square, a lot of the better players had left because the team wasn't performing. They had left Deco, T Square, Paris, I think, also left, which is was very good player back in the days at Excelsior. He had left. So when I saw the team, I said, look here, Sir James, the only way we can stay in the league, because we were at the bottom when I took over the team, bottom of the table in the Super League. The only way I can save is if I play. And I played about 6 games. By play 6 games, my foot start, the hole on my foot start is like a whole lot of pain. I can't even move. But I played, did very well too. No, man, them start say, yo, this man Waterhouse make left that time a couple years, a long time I leave Waterhouse. But yeah, so I played because I wanted the team. So me and Denton Shetton, we played. I think Denton Shetton was maybe 40 at the time, 39, 40 at the time. But I mean, I just want, because I'm a player who I love to assist. That's because I'm a passer. So I'm an assist. I love to assist. So I have the ball, so I'm going to find Denton Shetton anywhere on the football field. So I played. We were stayed in the league, and by 2 years, 3 years, we went to the Premier League. But I didn't coach in the Premier League because I'd gotten appointed as when we qualified, I gotten appointed as the assistant coach and the coach of the under 23, and Mr. Burrell, Captain Horace Burrell, said that the national coach can coach, in the league based on, conflict of interest and all those stuff. So I didn't actually coach a team. I was a technical director, but I didn't on the bench. I'll go and keep some session 1 and 2 days, but I was never the coach at the Premier League team. So help to bring them there, but in terms of coaching, captain said the conflict of interest. Plus, we didn't have the greatest relationship, so I wanted to talk to him about it, but we didn't have the greatest relationship at all. So based on how everything started,
No, Captain, I really take no talk,
didn't have the no, and you see, I'm very quiet, but it's when it comes to I'm very straight guy. I'm very straight. I don't talk. I don't disrespect people. But if you come to me with something, I gotta make it say, oh, respectfully.
Not gonna
no, this not gonna work with me because I'm very, very. No, I'm a very straight man. Very straight. Because I'm a leader. From my youth, I'm a leader. I'm a community man. Used to be like, I said, a whole lot of stuff I do from my youth. From community work, all type of stuff, man. Advocate for whatever. Until I was blacklisted.
So when I went to JC, you were a physical education coach, or you went over into literature?
No, I've never taught literature. Maybe it's a good thing.
Oh.
No, I've never taught that. You see what happened? The government said that they would pay you based on your degree, based on whatever,
Okay.
So if you had done, because at Michael I did a double option, so I did language literature and I did physical education. So, boy, it's rough because the English part of it is a lot of reading, a lot of writing. The only thing that was amazing was that it's an all-female class, and it's nothing to do with okay, you want to talk to this female or not, but it was like a cool environment for any youth to be in, because there were only 3 boys in the class, or 2 boys in the young men in the class at the time when I was doing literature. So it was an all-female, because those days, and even now you hardly have boys doing literature. So I would be writing the essays. I used to love writing. I was writing the essays for, if you have any homework and you need somebody to write, I will just do it. I never have no money, so I'll charge you.
Smart.
I do them essay, do them everything, and I charge them because my roommate, I was lucky enough that my roommate had a computer and a printer in there. So if you want poem for your girl, Valentine's Day come up, you have a package for you. If you have, when you have, because every student at Michael, they would have to do some pre-English thing. I forget what the name. Everybody have to do that English course. So if you want essay, I'm gonna write it. You have to give me a thing. I won't do an exam for you, but I will help you write this and that and everything. And charge, because he's a poor youth. I have to find a way to make some money. So, it was a lot of work because I have my work to do. There's a whole lot of books because you look from down at the medieval time, the epics, the Beowulf. You go through the Chaucerian era. You go through the Elizabethan era. Then you have the English part of it. But you have to do so was a whole part of work, a lot of work for the English and PE. So, and I had good support from one girl named Rani. She was like ahead of me. She did English and PE also, so she came across and helped me. And then when you're football, you get a lot of perks. When you reach your room, your food is there, everything like this, because you have people look out for you in a different aspect of the school. You understand? So it was kind of cool, but a whole power work.
Look at this comment. Crystal Clear Logic says smart. Look at this comment. Smart. Hashtag Miguel Coley. Crystal, you were smart, The charge.
No, man, we did some work in school. I had a learning disorder though. I think I figured it out in college because when I used to go primary school, so you come first from grade 1, grade 2, go straight to grade 4. So you skip grade 5 and stuff. And I didn't even do well on my common entrance because you see my brain go very quickly. It's like my brain is I talk to I think about 100 different things, like all over the place. So when I'm writing, I realize that when I finish, if I should read whatever I wrote, is that me? I say, hold on, you're madman. Because what happened is that I'm writing something, but my brain start thinking about something else, and I start putting that thought. So I confuse the sentences and everything. So if I don't have time to go through, problem, because I used to have during exam time some anxiety, I start sweating. So during college, I kind of realized, kind of understand myself more, in which I take like 5 minutes and relax and just do my breathing exercise. Because if I don't do this, my exam is going to be, if I don't have time to correct everything, it's going to be, so that was my problem during high school and the early part of college, until I start realizing, you start understanding yourself a little bit more. So, I didn't want to talk about it too much because, every time I say something like this, everything you say are idiots. Back in the days when it comes to anything we talk about,
people don't understand.
They don't understand. But my brain is like, I can be talking to you and hope a different stuff I got through my head, you know what I mean? Because like this. So, but I corrected it during college, to relax and breathe and everything like that, and then I would start.
So they have a name for it? That
no, it's
learning disorder.
No, I don't even know, but I call it a disorder. I try research, but I've spoken to someone who had the same issue, but I don't see anything like online to say, boy, this is what it is. But I know how, because and I know what I experience and how it is, not that it's anxiety alone. I just know that, okay, my brain is working over time. I'm writing about this, but I'm thinking about something else. So even when I spoke, they would have said to me that, look here, put main ideas down, jot it down, and then you try to go through one, and then you just to structure whatever you're writing, just to help you, like this. But it wasn't bad because I'm a writer. Huh?
Yeah, no, you're right. I was so good here, so coach. So good here, so coach.
Right,
Mario
cool.
said, cool.
Let me tell you something. I don't want to do the interview like e-commerce.
It helps with nerves and language.
But you said, coach, get the red
easy.
shell. It gone off. Get the red shell for the peanut and make tea. It helps it. No. You see, so the person start talking about nerves and anxiety. You know what I'm saying? You understand what the person start talking about?
Yeah.
I mean, tell the person about my brain think over time. It's not about the anxiety or anything at all. But thank you, Sir Russell.
I forget the diagnosis for some of these rich people in the world, because there was this lady who came to my school, and so we're doing a interview talking about persons with learning disorder, and some of those persons are some rich people in the world, like them have a special talent, but them can't learn like not like normal people. Yeah, dyslexia. Dyslexia.
Dyslexia is
Yeah.
well. This
Thank you.
your mind is not dyslexia. I don't even remember what that is, but I think dyslexia is yeah, I don't remember what that is, but based on the definition when I started researching, because I was thinking maybe it is that, but it's not. It's not that.
All right.
If you
But
no,
we
it's
can
not
tell us
dyslexia.
that dyslexia is basically, so for example, some people who they can't recognize word letters and words.
Yeah,
They take a while, and you have to use a different pattern to help them to understand it. Like use
configuration.
symbols and all different. Yeah, they
Yeah,
can't just. Yes. So Crystal put it up. Dyslexia is a learning difficulty that primarily affects the skills involving accurate and fluent word reading and spelling.
yeah. No, I didn't, Crystal. Thank
Thanks,
you, but
Crystal.
that was not my As I said, I'd researched it before, but that wasn't the problem that I have. My I just have a brain that you know
Work like an
works.
engine.
It don't stop. It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. Not for just sometimes just lie down and just relax, and because it's just always because if not, I don't sleep, and that's why I have a sleeping disorder. And that's why yeah, long story, but yeah, I don't have a sleeping disorder because sometimes you're up and you think too much, and you're still up and you find that you're up and you're up and you're up and it's the morning come.
So you're at JC now, the big school now in schoolboy football. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Junior Flemings, Tyree, Maggie, the Rochester, all those top players came under
Mm-hmm.
your tutelage. You were responsible for their, high school career, their youth career. How difficult it was at JC to coach, and how easy it was as well.
No, it wasn't difficult. Um, it wasn't difficult. My first year we had some very good boys. In terms of like you have David Simmons. He was a part of the team, but Blackwood, those boys when you go on camp with them, they organize every single thing. They were so organized, you know what I'm saying? So it made it very easy for me. I realized that when I went to JC that I had management. Before I didn't have that management. You had Mr. Hall at Norman Man who helped out, but it was nothing close to what was what took place at JC. So I didn't have the job to be the day-to-day management to following up everything about the schoolwork. I mean, I would oversee, but I wouldn't have to do the, micromanage somewhat because you have person for this. Mr. Forbes organized a lot with the whole management team. So I didn't have that aspect to deal with much. I would my whole thing was just to coach a team, motivate them, keep them disciplined, create a game model for them that would, let them express themselves in the best way and express the school philosophy, prior motto, every single thing like this. So that was my job. I was blessed that I had gotten a team that was very talented, very good team, and then I had gotten one player came from Clarendon College. I met him 2010 when he was a little boy. Normally after training, he was living in Waterworks in Frankfield. I camped with Norman Monday 2010 there. And after this little boy to come and just talk with me and we reads and everything like this, and copy fast forward 2013, he's playing for Santos. I saw him, he saw Brandon, and he spoke to Mr. Dennis, the Spanner Dennis, that he had an interest to come to JC. And I said, okay, why not? But this was a young man who I've met 3 years before. And he said he saw me and everything, and he came to that is Orion Tomlinson. And then we had Howell, Ramon Howell, who at the time he wanted to move from Bridgeport, but his interest was going to Woolmer's. But I think based on I don't know if it's true, but Mr.
Okay.
Bernard is alleged that Mr. Bernard said he had his team already because he had a very good team. So he didn't really need him to come. So when I heard that, okay, I know the name, and the Ramon Howell, he wants to come.
Oh well.
The guy, Frater, I think Frater, player for Jamaica at some point and Harborview. He's playing in the USL now. He was a JC old boy and went to Ulmaz after. So he brought introduced the player to, I think, Darren Virtue. And I said, when they spoke the name, I said, of course, bring him. Because I wanted a number 10. You know I wanted a number 10. But based on that first year, I would have created a certain type of model player that I would have wanted. So I would always want one player who's a Calico, that's Andre Bailey, one player who's a Blackwood, and I wanted the one player who's a Howell. That's how my midfield always, those three players always. And then I would want one player from Tivoli from a social aspect. Yeah, so that was always so every year maybe Mr. Stamps come to me and say, "Oh, coach, I was very short," and I said, "Okay, I'm just want one player from Tivoli, you know." And if you notice, during my time, every single year we have a player from Tivoli Gardens within the team. So
okay, so it's a plan. It was a game model was based off a game model. Or...
Yeah, man, based on Junior Flemings, we had Junior Flemings, right? So Junior Flemings was the player from Tivoli Garden. Then you had Donovan Dawkins. Then you have Orlando Brown, and then you have Morgan. You know, in 2017. So every single year that Morgan is Chuckleberry cousin or nephew.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, man. I met him. He was playing football at the time. He wasn't a big selector at the time. He was playing football. I think met him at Waterhouse and say, "Oh, you know, say, coach, you know, so me have a cousin with a big baller." And I say, "Yeah." He said, "Tivoli." Yeah, man. I say, "All right, cool. Bring him." And he came. He wasn't the most disciplined though, so he played, but he didn't play much at some point in time because he missed training and stuff, and we have a zero tolerance to that. We start mistraining, you know. We have a zero tolerance to that at JC when you start mistraining. We can understand if you have some, whatever, but if it becomes not even say now, we don't even make it become a norm. But if you realize that you just are mistraining because it's just you're indisciplined, no. Because one bad apple, and it was a very good kid. Yeah, very young, very good young man. Nice. Even though it's bit talk, but I didn't like the fact that he was missing. And when you have that in a changing room, it's problem. It's a big problem because somebody else said, "Boy, I've never come training." And this, this, because you always have a little group where probably have less playing time, and then just need one little thing to gravitate towards and
start something.
Yeah, it take nothing to start a fire, and so much water to cool, to stop it, So you have to do what you have to do. But at JC, they said it wasn't difficult. The difficult part of it is because you always have some talent. A lot of persons say, "Boy, players don't come through the system." Players always come through the system, and majority of our players every single year always come from under 14, under 16. Always, you can go check. Maybe we have 3 players from outside like this. I'm one of the coach who always say, "Look here, I don't need a lot of players because 2014, 2014. I mean, some players came to JC. If they had come, it would be. I mean, Tyshawn Hill, okay, Tyshawn Hill from Spot Valley, national player. You had Willis from Calabar. You had McCarthy from Cornwall College. You have Robinson from Herbert Morrison. You had Shackleford. You had let me call him Baba from, I think, Dintil or Charlemont.
Baba was from Charlemont.
Yeah, about
Baba.
Look here, man. He did Michael Carr, yeah, Carr. I think I Carr name last name. A lot of those players didn't come to JC based on a lot of different reasons. A lot of them went back. But I remember we played a practice game against Woodmars. Willis, Baba, Tyshawn Hill. Brother, if we had those players playing in 2014, it would be out of this world. But McCarthy was under pressure by Clarendon College. That's Fabian McCarthy, brother. He was a captain of not Clarendon College, sorry, Cornwall College. So he went back, and most of the players they went back. Willis went back to Calabar. A lot of players, you know. But and then we still had a strong team because I remember even Dominic James. We had played a game against Manchester before that because we were camping at Stets, and he started because I said to him that look here, you're the player. I'm starting at 100%, whatever that mean now. But that's what I said to him. That look, I'm starting at 100%. He played, and I said to him when we play against my second game, it was a Stets Cup. I said to him that listen, I have a whole lot of players from outside, and I want to see them. Okay, so you won't play this game and stuff. So we played at George's and everything like that. But a whole heap of talent that year. But a lot of the players went back to their respective school. And you hear a lot of rumor about it. I hear one story that a player was they're driving down and they're looking the bus. And they must say, hold on, where's the player there? The coach look at the bus. I say, hold on, where is this player? And another player look at the coach. I say, you're up at JC. So you had a lot of rumor about this whole thing in 2014 because a lot of players who were interested, they came. And honestly, sometimes it's not about the scouts going out there recruiting. These players, they message
They
you
come by
on
themselves.
they message you on
Instagram.
Facebook. Yeah.
Facebook.
I think mostly Facebook, and the parents have message you all type of stuff. Sometimes I have to just don't watch my Facebook because a lot of messages. Yeah, so they're seeking because they want scholarship, and then sometimes a player will come, and you probably said to the scout, say, look here, no, this player can't fit in the program. You understand? But as a person who deal with people and to manage all of them, you have to give give and take something to make everybody feel a part of the whole thing. So you'll find that I would give players game for their scholarship, find a way to play them. So first round, I play all the players, because I want, especially the TV games, because I want players to have their clippings so they can get their scholarship too. So we have that part that we have to look at, because maybe you don't fit into the program in terms of the player that we need, but once you're there, I have to play you, and I will try to get games for you so you can get at the end. So we win the whatever you leaving, you can talk to scouts, you can show your clips, this, so you can get a scholarship. So we have to look not only about just winning, but to look at about the whole scholarship thing. We have to look about the education because we always have a school like JC, person who said, look here, they only think about winning. No, winning of course, but in even the academics, because when you know a lot of JC youth and you see where they are now, a lot of them, if they're not finished university abroad or here, they're professionals, most of them, a lot of them, and I'm so proud of them that in my 5 years we had a lot of boys who had gotten scholarship. We had a lot of boys who their life changed when they come JC, so it was not about just winning the Manning Cup like this. It was a holistic program, as you already hear Mr. Forbes state or lament.
Because they put the name on JC, the JCFC,
Yeah,
JC
man,
Football Club.
JCFC. No, but you see
Yeah.
what was happening. Listen, there was a loophole in the football. There's a loophole in the football. Um, all teams play, but they're just never compact. You understand? I realized that from earlier that you play against team, they're very good, but they're not structured properly. You understand? Not in terms of not structured in terms of say they have a system and everything, but you have a team that they score against another team because guess what? The winger never go back to help. But when the team win the ball, they play quickly to him and him go 1v1. But if you have a good team and you play good football and the wing back the winger don't help the wing back, you destroy the team. So you look first round, they're indisciplined. Okay, the top midfielder he don't come back, this player don't come back. But guess what? The team that they're playing against, not as solid enough, so they probably even score a
Good
goal
pressure.
and everybody. But I'm looking at the overall football. I say, look here, you're indisciplined. display and come back. If I can be as compact as possible, because in everything, the most compact team win football. It's not even possession. It's the team that is most compact win all over the world. You can do all of the studies. The most compact team win tournaments all over the world. So when you watch a JC football, we are very, very structured. Very, very structured. And you hear me get angry, or they will say I get angry, but it's never about when I have the ball. No, it's about when I don't have the ball. That because
What
you,
to do
you
when you
get a
don't have the
player
ball?
who, no, yeah, it's when you don't have the ball, because you have some players who you will come from even under 16 or will come from outside. They don't know how to defend. You understand? Team can play through your shape. And that was one of the worst thing for me. I don't want no team to play through my shape. You understand? So for me it was to create a structure, let them understand how to be vertical, how to in terms of defensively, how to shift, how to be very, very compact, how to fall back like this. So I was at Norman Manley. As I said to you, I play football like we play maybe tiki taka. We play man I get pile, man I get this. So I know, because a different game, because a different community. You understand? But at JC, our athletic literacy is very high. You understand? You have athletes that's coming
So
through the school. So therefore, you have to create a program that adapt to that. A very physical, very athletic, and at the same time very, very efficient. And I think that's what I did at Jamaica College as much as possible, and it became successful. And so we didn't even first we said, look here, we won Manning Cup 5 times and Oliver Shield 5 times in a row, but it was dominating the schoolboy football more than anything else over that 5 years period.
okay, so that last year with that was the last year with Alex Marshall when Georges defeated you in the Super Cup, yeah, Super Cup with
Super Cup,
four love, and then the
yeah,
Super Cup,
yeah.
and you turn it around in the Manning Cup finals to win that game. I think one love to beat
Yeah, when
Georges,
yeah, was
and
is
that
that was that was
I think I think I was watching the football, right? And then now me I say, all right, I'm gonna rate the coach then. Because I never know you at the time like that, but you're just watching
Mhm.
JC, hearing that they're doing well, and you rate the coach. As somebody who love the sport. So me I say to my friends, I say in that JC always I get baller, them have a system. So, it's easy for coach there and blah, blah, blah. And then now, the last team we have, me I say, but that team ain't really special, but them a win game. The coach must have do something right. You
Mhm.
understand me? Must have do something right. And then you lost the game against Never Bell, the Georges team, and then you beat them at the final. And I said, no man,
Mhm.
this coach remember do.
It- Let me tell you something. 2015 was a tough year. Because I had a lot of during the summer I had a whole lot of engagement with the reggae boys, with Copa America, Gold Cup,
Okay.
Gold, yeah, a whole lot of traveling. So I was not with the team a lot. I think it was a talented bunch. I was struggling with one thing though. I had three center backs: Talbot, Swell, and Orlando Brown. Yeah, it had forced me to play a 3-5, 2, sometimes 3-4-3 system, which I don't like to play back three. But I mean, you're a coach, so I was struggling with that. However, I was away. We played. I prepared the team. We played against Wolmer's. We won 3-1. I remember I was staying at the Knutsford Court Hotel at the time because we had match with with the Reggae Boys. Yeah, and I didn't go to the game, so I was listening to the game and everything. When I came to the school the next day, even the principal came to me. Coach, Malik Howell is the best striker. No, Malik Howell is like, at the time 16, 15-year-old young man, um, who I have as a wing back. So the coach, it was Mr. Stewart, Donald Stewart at the time, had made the substitution, put him in front, and he scored. So genius, change and everything. And so I said, all right, cool. Howard is the best striker in the school because at the time we were struggling with a striker in a sense. We had Donovan Dawkins, but Donovan Dawkins, there was some he didn't do a very good preseason, so he had on some weight and he wasn't keeping the ball as well. Yeah, but we tried to use him as striker at the
Yes.
same time. But so against Georges in the game, you had Malik Howell, the wing back at striker starting. You had Donovan Darkin, the striker, at wing back. I was playing a 3-5 system. Now, our problem that I had struggled with, I didn't have much time to work with them, was that our transition, because it would take my wing back to, because normally when we press, we place in between. There were the two wing backs and very high. But in terms of transitioning back to a back five, it would take us at least 10 seconds. Yeah. So when I watch the tape and see about 10 seconds, what's the name? Donovan Sigri and Donovan Darkins taking too long to come back. So what happened on the sides would have always some opening. And our midfielders too, you have that the team could just play, we weren't being compact. Team win the ball and they would play straight in our shape to the striker. I saw it over and over, but I didn't correct it because I said I didn't have a lot of time. Now, Georges, one thing with George, they would play open football because when they have two strikers, they play with a striker and a half striker, right? Over there,
Yes.
Shelton, this player, this always have two striker, one half striker like a number 10, but it's like a half 9, yeah. Always, that is their philosophy. So their philosophy is to be very vertical and play to these players. So if you don't stop it and you play open with them, they have the
You
better
have problem.
strikers, better finishers. You're not a problem. Me, I know, I know, Mr. Bell. I watch him. I know him. I know his system over the years. Because even I was at Norman Man, we are playing against. I know how he operates and how his team play in a sense. But can I stop it? No. It's difficult unless we be very compact and transition, we call it gegenpressing, transition from attack to defense quickly and stop the player with the ball as much as possible. So in that game, quickly win the ball. They play one touch to Dominic, boop, straight into Alex Marshall, pass to what's the name of the player?
Shaban Stewart.
Yeah, Shaban
Stewart.
Stewart,
Carroll.
boop, 1v1, goal.
And they have a
Yeah.
lot of skilled players as well, though.
Yeah, man. Because and to be honest with you, they had about 3 players from JC during that year too. Nobody talk about it, but they had they had Watson, the left back, national player under 17. He was from JC, transferred that year to sixth form. They had Dominic James, may so rest in peace, and they had the
Yes.
goalkeeper. All right, and they had James too, another James. He didn't play much still, but they had about 4 players from JC. Anyway, when the game finished, embarrassed. We finished with 10 men. By minute 65, we had a red card. Nobody talk about it. It's 4-love. It's embarrassing and everything. When I saw the statistic, brother, I said, hold on. With 10 men, we had more possession than them. It was like 54 to 46 or 56 to 44. I think maybe okay. We outshot them. We had more shots on goal. So maybe they had about 6. We had about 8 to 10. Okay. We had more corners. Okay. So the only statistic that they would have won is they would be better at us was the all important one, goal. So in my head, quickly, I know that, look here, and I know before, I can't play open football with Georges. I have to close because when they get chances, they're gonna convert, and I don't have the strike. Plus, I don't play open football, so they win. Embarrassed because that is one of the biggest match ever at stadium. Not even. It's about
Wrong.
35 to, yeah, man, and people outside, and people laugh after you and everything, and you feel embarrassed and everything. Um, my big job now, how can I motivate these boys? So, by the night I start messaging them. I message Talbot and say, look here, Talbot, it's not your fault. I played you in a back three with, normally play that. So, I play out of your position every single thing. Because he had gotten a red card against Marshall. And he probably
Yes.
feel like, and they got the free kick, and from the free kick they score and everything. So I said, look here. And he had fouled Marshall before. I gave them a penalty first. I said, look here, no, it's not, don't bother things say you. So I start messaging them and thing. The next day, Karen meet him and say, look here, youth. If anybody asks me anything, tell them say the coach fault. You understand? It has nothing to do with no. You're very good players. We're gonna win the Money Cup. Blah blah blah. So that was the first step. The second step was to create a system that would they want to do. So I said to myself, you know what? We're gonna play balloon and smile. And my head we started laughing out.
Again.
Yeah, that
Okay.
was my thing, balloon and smile. So they started laughing. I said, Coach, what do you mean by balloon and smile? I said, look here, our defense will look like a big smile. So we're gonna be wider than the midfield. So it's like a big smile like this. So I want the two center back here, and I want my two wing back very, very wide. And inside we're gonna shape like a balloon. We're gonna have my four midfielders them look like they're like we call it, the anchor thing where the
Yeah.
horseshoe, like a horseshoe, and then you're gonna have the striker up on top like this. And it'll look like like a balloon. When you draw it, it look like balloon. So I say, look, you're playing. I say, well, coach, them start Orlando Brown start, hey, coach, easy. So I get them talking, I get them thinking. So we had this thing, and I say, yo, I know bust the balloon in, and so them I laugh and them I enjoy. So we start having some like a team thing. And I remember Jamal Away, the goalkeeper, which one of the best goalkeeper come through Manning Cup. No player can use the ball like him. Believe me. Safe hand to come to the feet. No man, believe me. Is a playmaker that for me. Yeah. And we're doing an activity where we turn over the sheet without the players coming off the thing. And I remember that group had a look at the last part. Jamal Wait was like he might fall off, and Zaran Sweet say, yo man, you step on my toe. And he say, what do you mean? I say, yo, step on my toe. And man step on him toe and him turns up and him start celebrating. And I say, yo, that's the team we want, A man we're willing to make a man step on him toe. This. And how we won, it's spectacular because it is spectacular. The one love is it's one of the toughest defeat, especially playing at Sabina Park close to George's. It was very, very it's top class. How the youth them follow the strategy, how they play, how compact they were, or the pressure they put on the ball. Listen, if you watch that game, the players they run for 90 minutes plus. What I mean is not jogging. When you watch the JC players, it's like I've never seen a team press and run 90 minutes without even thinking about they were tired. They didn't even think, they didn't have the thought about being tired that day. And to close it off with that goal is simple, amazing. But all the statistics before that game had favored us, except the goal scoring department. And based on that, I would have developed a strategy just to, close the middle, prevent them from penetrating us, closing off their supply. And if when they had gotten the ball, would have, boxing them if they had gotten the ball, we're boxing them in a rectangle, from different angles, and suffocate them as much as possible. So that was just basically the strategy. And the last part of it was just to overload their left side, because Watson was always going, and then create numerical superiority on their right side. And we were doing it for all of the game. And in the final part, we put in the cross. We had 2 player versus 1 defender. Donovan went up high. Perke was just beside him too. So we always create 2 versus 1 at the back post. Because we didn't have the potent attack as we would have normally have over the years, but a solid defense and a solid midfield. And it worked out for us. And 2017 was a little bit similar, but we had more in front, top heavy, and not so much, a big not the greatest quality in the heart of the defense. But everybody worked to the plan, and we won 5 times, and it was time for me to go.
Move on.
Yeah.
So you were at JC, and you got the option to coach the national team. Same time, some of the stuff that you are talking, like you did a course, the JFF course helped you to know these stuff, or was just us reading and trying to know new things every day. The knowledge of the game, or just come into the head like that.
You know what happened? I say I'm a thinker, yeah. I'm always thinking. I try not to. Back in those days, I read much more about football now. Back in those days, I try not to do too much, even watch the football so much, because I had some ideas that I didn't want anything to interfere with. You understand? So
Okay.
I was in a computer room 2008. You understand? I didn't know it was called a game model or anything at all like that. Um, and I came up with my game model. I was there in the computer room, and those days it wasn't the flat screen. You had the CPU, you had the monitor, you have the what's the name?
Big back, the big back,
Yeah, you have
big
the
back
big bar,
monitor,
the CPU, and then you have the this the we call it
monitor, the big monitor.
the monitor, yeah. And you have the peripheral devices, yeah, the mouse and
Mm-hmm.
the you call it the sound, whatever. And in that incident, I was like, what is it? Say, how me I can explain to these guys how me have to play? And I said, look at the computer. So in my head, my CPU, which is the brain, is normally the two center back, the two midfielders. They're from the
Okay.
brain. Okay. My peripheral devices like the mouse and the keyboard are always my wing back. You understand?
Wingers.
Very, very
Winger.
effective. Yeah. And then you have this card between the CPU and the monitor, which is called, I forget the name now. So I forget the name now. Persons call it
HDMI card.
yes, this card, yeah. So that card is a very, very
This
important card, one of the most important card. So that normally be my number 10. And then the screen itself normally be my striker. So the screen being my striker, the idea is that hey, you have to get the ball as quickly as possible to the striker. I want the ball to reach in front as much as possible and stay in front as long as possible. Because if it's a monitor, then all of the ideas and everything that I want, it have to show. So that was my idea. So I had created that game model from I was at Norman Manley, how I wanted to play, because you always have my team players running behind. You understand? We always playing the ball as quickly as possible to the striker and as slow as necessary. So once we can be vertical, we're gonna be playing the striker. Once we go wide, we're gonna run behind. You understand? So I had that idea from I was at um at Norman Manley. When I went to JC, we were playing against Wolmer's 2013. And Wolmer's, believe me, big team. JC, big team. Wolmer's, a lot of, it was a 2013 Wolmer's had a very good team. The Greenland, the Hyde, the Brooks, and the tall defender. A lot of players all over the pitch from Harborview national team. We had a good team too. Reach a point in which we reach second half. And I said to myself, say, I gotta take out them, I go take out my two wing backs them and play my two central midfielder inverted. Because the only way I can beat Wolmer's, I'm just gonna pack the midfield. So when you see like even when you watch if you watch a game then you watch extra time, you see even when you watch Spurs playing with those players inside, I took
Right.
Ramon Howell from the number 10 position. I put him left back. I take Aquino Bailey from center, put him right back. But although they were right back, they were playing very, very narrow inside because they are midfielders.
Inside in the midfield.
Yeah. Then I put in Malik Howell, not Malik Howell, Malik Foster, very skillful. He played now national team sometimes, and he played in the USL.
Mm-hmm.
Always scoring goal. I put him
I know
in.
him. I know him. Good player.
Yeah, put him. Yeah, put him. I put in Wingy, which is Stefan Logan, inside of the midfield. So we have four like a box. The wing box inside, the two midfielders who came on, and then we had Kevin Blackwood. Kevin Blackwood and Logan inside. Then you have Malik Foster inside. So what we have, Bulma's very good midfielder. So we pack the midfield against them. So I just on the bench, I said, boy, no, the only way we can beat them, man, is if me really. So I just take off the two wing backs and don't play with none. And just have my number 6 and number 8 and play wing back and just put them inside. And we took over the game against Ulmaz in extra time because you had to play half of the extra 2 15 minutes in the extra time. and that changed the game. But back in those days, if nobody not really watch what you do in terms of from the tactical point of view, what you want to achieve, nobody not really say, oh, hey, you win a game, but they don't realize, say, oh, hey, I used to think out of the box, but teaching helps me. A lot of reading from my little youth helps me. Because you have to think. You have to really think. If it work, okay, fantastic. If it don't work, I mean, everybody cuss you. Because when I lost against Excel Center in the Walker Cup, we lose 2-0. I'm playing 4-3 with 1-6 and 2-8. And I want to play like Norman Manley, tack. And one of them box said, surprise Calico, and we make a mistake and him Excel said they don't have to have the ball. So even before you hear about Moreno, there was Aliman. He doesn't have to have the ball. You understand? Yeah, Mr. Aliman, yes. He doesn't have to have the ball. Hey, he's gonna run all day, because I won't even get into that. But they're gonna run all day, they don't have to have the ball. Them fit, they don't have to have the ball. Fit. So Buck said, press my center back. He make a mistake, pass it back, and he intercept the ball 1-0, and then 1-0 trying to get the goal. We concede another goal, and Excelsior beat me. And I said, boy, I said to myself, I didn't drive to the game, so Mr. Falls car, and I dropped me back up by Kingston 6, so I missed a live, and I reach up a Barbican this. I said, Mr. Falls, let me out. I said, Miguel, what do you mean by you way down stuff? So I said, sir, let me out, sir. I'm gonna come out of the car. I'm gonna go home now. And one, because I don't like losing, and that's the whole we lose. I'm not myself. While I'm thinking, I'm say, oh Miguel, no. You can't play them pretty football, Like I play this, take 10 touches round at the back, that, You have to advance the ball quicker to them, man. You have to make Junior Flemings and then guys have the ball. Because that was all my philosophy. But I had some players and they can play along the brown from the run at the back. Tumble, so they can pass the ball very well. Though they wasn't too bad with his feet. And play, because at the time was Pep era. And you see me say, you try not to be too influenced by everything that you see. And you play 2-0, I get in Walker Cup, drop out of Walker Cup. First lose. So
at that level, trying to play that type of football at that level. Even the big man might make mistake.
No, but I want to play. I want to attract them, of course. But at the same time, sometimes overdo it. You understand? You overdo it, and sometimes when you, in a sense, if you want to call it that. So I wanted to get the ball out, because I believe if defenders, if they were very good, they would not be defenders. That is my thinking. If they were very good players, they would not be defenders in a sense. Don't take it from them. They have excellent defenders, but they couldn't. Many of them would not play if they were playing midfield. You understand? They would not be in a part of a team if they were playing midfield. So I want always to put pressure on those players as much as possible. And many times they are very slow. Everywhere in the world you go. If you have a fast one, say, thank God. If you have a fast centre back, say, thank you, Lord. But you hardly find two of them.
Fast.
Very fast. So you want to put pressure on them every single time. So I just changed my way. A little some of the principles during that time. Try not go across too much. As I said, you want to play as quickly as possible and as slow as necessary. And it worked out. We play Excelsior next time. We give them 4-0 in the semi-final of the Money Cup. But very good team, man. Mr. Alleman, very good coach. And before even my time, in terms of being compact, he was a coach that when other teams are play open, no. Very, very compact. And transition, up and down. Up and down. Everybody, up and down. You watch him, you say, boy, how you going to play against that team, man? You wonder how you're going to play against them. But yeah, it was like that.
So at JC, you had a physical trainer? You had a physical trainer that worked with you, with the team in terms of getting them to, play fast.
All right. So,
and stuff like that.
All right. Good question. When I started JC, I couldn't get the assistant coach, because them say my little boy. So nobody don't want to be my assistant coach, right? So I'm check some
Yeah.
persons who and I say, yo, one man look for me and say, yo, me, you should be my assistant coach. I say,
A
yo,
little boy.
brother, me a little
Yeah.
youth, because when me left JC, me at 35 now, win 5 Money Cup, me at 35 years, just 35 now. When I became national coach, me at 30 years old, So, me a little youth,
Oh.
you understand? But a long time me a coach from me 19, you understand? But yes, it was difficult to even get a assistant coach. When I had gotten an assistant coach, the assistant coach was more interested with the under 14. So even when we were camping, under 16, sorry, even when we were camping, based on his work, he could not come to the camp. So we done by state, it was just me, the goalkeeper coach. It was just me and the goalkeeper coach. The assistant coach couldn't come because he didn't get time off from his job at the time. And then we came back, was whatever. But when we came back, we had Mr. Roy, who was the assistant coach of Mr. Alfred Henry. So he was on board. So he helped a lot with the physical. But in terms of the whole planning of the program was always me. What he would have done was I would say, look here, because I am a person who I love to delegate. Don't bother think say you're gonna work with me and don't work. Once you're among me, believe me, you are gonna work. If you're assistant coach, you're gonna work. Me's not a man where I say, boy,
Mhm.
I me do everything. Work so. You understand? Me and manage. You understand? So you have to work. So Mr. Roy helped a lot. Yeah, man, help a lot with the program in terms of the fitness, physical preparation and everything like that, and even maintenance, which not even the preparation, more the maintenance of the player. So he helped a lot in terms of that.
You think you could win those 5 titles if it was you alone you alone coaching the team?
No, oh, yeah, go win. You see, to win anything,
Impossible.
no, to win anything,
Uh-huh.
everything has to be perfect. You understand? As close as perfect as possible to win, especially with schoolboys. Things have to be as perfect as possible. Close to perfection for you to win. Not only if you win one, but to win like two and three, man, everything. And you have to give. Sometimes you have to, sometimes you want to win four, but you have to prioritize too. You have to really, really prioritize because sometimes you have a game, and especially when you have four competition, you don't recover well. So will you go all out for the for this one, or you go, or you maybe you want to win at the same time now, but you probably say, you know what, you don't play this player, probably keep a defender back, or you keep a midfielder back, and you say, boy, let the team play. So you have to do some sacrifice because if you will try to win everything, you sometimes will lose all. You understand? And you have to try to win the Money Cup every single year because the Money Cup, which is a prestigious one, but it give you a shot at another title. So you can win the Walker Cup, right? Or you can win the Super Cup. But guess what happened? If you don't win the Money Cup, you can't go Oliver Shield. You understand? So you have to really prioritize on the Money Cup based on the
Yes.
history of it and the prestige of it, but also from the logical point. For no, so look here, you can sacrifice all your players them for the Walker Cup, and then the burnout, and you don't have them at a high level for the Manning Cup competition. So I always prioritize when it comes to that aspect of it, for the Manning Cup, the prestige of it, and how important it is. Once you win that, you have another shot at another title. So that was it for me, in terms of when I'm planning, when I'm planning everything, you have to give and take, you know. And I've always realized that the best team is not the
So
team that wins Super Cup, is the best team. You understand? The best team was always who win the Oliver Shield because the the team that you'll never see a team if the same team don't win Oliver Shield, you know. Let me explain. A team over the years that Super Cup has been, you have many teams who have won the Super Cup, but has never won Oliver Shield. But you can win Oliver Shield and win Super Cup. You,
true.
you, you understand? But team that won Super Cup, you can check it. You have
Yes.
in my time, and I think I'm probably the only person who win the Super Cup and Oliver Shield maybe. But in my time, Super Cup 2015. Who won that? 2015. Let me tell you who won 2015.
I think it
Well,
was
they didn't win.
Georges.
Yeah, Georges. They didn't win. They didn't win
Georges.
Oliver Shield. 2016 Wolmers. They didn't win Oliver Shield.
Oliver
2017
Shield. No.
don't win soup. No. And you will go on and you will go on. No, but the best team in the country normally the win the Oliver Shield.
Oliver Shields.
And that's why Oliver Shield
True.
is still the hallmark of schoolboy
Schoolboy
supremacy.
football.
Yeah, man, definitely.
Yeah. Now you're over into the national setup. Tell us how you get into the national team now, with coaching alongside Alfred Schaefer. Let me just see you now as a young coach and say, all right, come in the team, come in the thing.
First thing though, there was an incident between Coach Schaefer and Mr. Vin Blaine. I don't know the details. I've never asked him about the details. Because when he came, Mr. Blaine was the assistant coach to Mr. Schaefer. And as a result of that, he wanted to go separate ways from Mr. Blaine. So I saw Coach Schaefer, I saw him. He started asking me that he started coming to the Manning Cup games and he started coming to Barbican. So when I saw Coach Schaefer and he started asking me some question, I thought that he wanted players. So Mr. said, Coach, this player, and some players will come to me and say, oh, the coach asked about me, and I said, no, not really asked about you, but he might, say whatever. But I thought he had an interest in the players. Never know that he was scouting me. You understand? So one day I got a call, I think from Mr. Sims, who said Coach Schaefer want to meet with me. I said, okay, cool, no problem. I guess he will talk to me about some of the players because at the time we just beat what's the name, Waterhouse. We had beaten Waterhouse in the Jackie Bell quarterfinals or first round, something like that. We had beaten them, and he called me, and we went to Cafe Blue in New Kingston, near beside Surgical there, so. And we were there, and he said, if more coffee, and I say, I don't even know. I didn't know really coffee them time. I didn't know the different. I'm never a person who go sit down. I drink coffee at home, but I can't say boys espresso or cappuccino or latte or whatever. So he must say whatever. I think he had a double espresso at the time. I don't know about coffee business like that in terms of from the that standpoint. We're gonna have a coffee shop, yeah. So I think I had a coffee. Don't even remember what it is. And he took out he have a napkin. He had a napkin. And him start draw football field on it. And I say, I think he asked me about the wing back. Like if the center back have the ball, where do I want the wing back to go? And I said to him, all depends on how the team are press me. And he must say, why? So I said to him, he said to me, no, let the wing back go high. And we had a little debate about it. I said, of course, sometimes I play like this, the wing back go high, of course, and go up. Because, Barcelona was playing like this. Once they have the center back of the ball, the wing back go high. And I was saying to him, sometimes I want the wing back come in line with as in line with the center back as possible. And he must say to me, why? And I said, you see, if the wing back come deep and the winger from the opposite team come to press him, you're gonna have bigger space between him and the next that winger and the wing back. I must say, yeah. I said, of course, look, if he come and then my winger stay, may have bigger space to use my midfield to go between them and play. And I can now do an overload. I must say, okay. And I said, so it all depends on how the team pressing. Of course, I have my ideas in my play, but if I'm playing a game, I look at how the team I press. Even sometimes my wing back can go inside. And he must say, okay, cool. And he might tell me how you play and whatever. And long story short, he said to me that, you know what? He must say to me, who do you want to be my assistant coach? And I said, me? And he said, oh, you don't want to? I said, of course. Of course. I don't want it. You know what I mean? Because honestly, at the time, I wasn't thinking so far. I was thinking at the time, based on what I was doing and stuff, I could be like an under 20 coach based on everything. Because you had a lot of coaches who had a lot of more experience than me and more advanced and everything like that. You know what I mean? So I was saying to myself, say, maybe my want to be, some in the national program. But when you say assistant coach, I say, yes, brother.
Coley, good evening, sir.
Hello, good evening, man. Blessings.
So Coley.
Everything
Good evening, sir.
Manners and
I
respect.
don't know who is talking to you.
Huh?
You don't know who talking to you. You don't
Face
know
familiar, but you're Jamaican, so.
Kavi, man.
Brother.
Kavi. Huh?
Kavi mix.
Yes.
Him see man.
That's it. I'm going to be coach. Listen, me add you on something there, man. They call it. I'm a teammate that, I'm from Royal Family.
Yeah, he might tell me say a big man at Wormwood. Him not
man.
say a big man at Wormwood.
No, man.
How good was he though playing for Wormwood? Him good?
No, man. Good player, man. When you talk about close skills, rock and move.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Very good close skills, man. Very good close skills. And rock it to sleep, man. Rock it to sleep, man. Yeah, man.
So you were surprised that Coach Schaefer gave you that opportunity. You were surprised, but basically. But I think before him start talking, him have it in their mind because he made him that watch it from a long time at the schoolboy league, and people are telling things about the capability. Yeah. I think so, and then now the argument you have with him now in terms of the wing back, really cement. Yeah. You know this man thinking, come,
man.
So you guys put together a nice team for the national team, and
we had a
Shaban.
We had a good.
Hold on, Shaban. Shaban attacking him.
Yeah, hi, good afternoon.
Oh, you're there?
Coley.
Yeah, man. Good afternoon, Shaban. Blessings.
Yeah, long time admirer of you from. I'm a past Jamaica College student. And well, I was there before you went there. I was there when Mr. Henry was there.
Yeah.
And he was someone that really helped shape my future. And seeing where you took up what the work that he had started, you took it up, and you really improved. And that 5 years?
Yeah, 5 years.
5 years that you won in a row, it was impressive. Since that, I've grown to kind of not like the Money Cup that much, schoolboy football, because I don't think it's done much development. But your work cannot play down the work that you have done at Jamaica. Because even the final year, I was kind of doubtful that Jamaica College would have won, but the fact that they still won, and they won in a very impressive way, you do deserve a lot of plaudits for that.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to ask, pertaining, I don't know, I'm pretty sure persons have asked this before, but what is the difference for you with the coaching level at the junior level in where you are now comparing to what you were used to in Jamaica?
Mm-hmm. Well, a very good question, man. And here in Qatar, you have, if you don't have maybe a UEFA A license, you can't coach not even the under 14 here. The under 14 in the no, you have no chance. So at the grassroots level, you have more competent coaches, because you see in Europe you can have a license or a pro license, but if you're not coaching one of the big team, your salary, you don't have a good salary. You understand? You have, even in Portugal, in the mid table, you're probably getting, coach can get 3,000, 2,000. Whatever, plus you don't get the benefits. So a lot of coaches from Europe, they gravitate towards the Asia, because in Asia they will pay you. You understand? Plus you will get housing, you will get every single thing like that. So here, if you don't have an A license and a top coach in Europe, you can't even coach at the under 14 and under 16, not to mention the under 21. And if you don't have a pro license, you can't coach. I know you talk about the youth. You can't coach at the what's the name? At the pro level, Premier League level, unless you have a pro or you on your way to get a pro. So it's much more advanced in terms of the education of the coaches. much more structured. Yes, you do have breakoff academies, like you have the PSG Academy, you have Evolution Academy, but they are very, very structured. You don't just have somebody say, "Oh, you know what? I want to make some money, so I'm gonna create one academy." You have some really good academy in Jamaica, but you have a lot of persons who just okay want to make some extra bucks. They want to create some academy and stuff like that, which is not the way, because you know the safety, the safeguarding of the players, and also the whole structure is not there. So you know, and that's something that we have to look at in terms of you know the academies that are within our country. We need them, but I think that they should be a part of the club, like everywhere in the world, or most places. You have the club and it has its academy, but you know, because you know the clubs in Jamaica, they don't charge you to come and train. The
That's
academies
true.
do, but they do need that. The clubs need that aspect to them, the academy part of them, so that they can also create funds for themselves. But the club in Jamaica already have some form of structure. So I think we need to find a way in which the academy and the club really, like you find ballers, they are also Ligani FC, and the transition,
Yeah.
yes, you know, which is it makes a big, big difference. Even when Mr. Butler had well with Phoenix, you'd see that he run it through Radios at one point, through Ligani, and at one point he was down by Rockfort. You understand? So you always find ways in which you'd get his players out there to play within the CASAF until his program became grow from strength to strength.
Okay. Understood. You touched on a very good point just now pertaining to the academies and the clubs.
Hmm.
This is something that I have always believed. It's not. I know it's not possible for all institutions. For the major institutions like the Jamaica College, the Kingston College, the St. George's, these schools do somewhat have the resources. Well, not somewhat. I believe they have the resources based on what I've seen over the years, going to JC, playing
Hmm.
games against KC. When we have preseason, the preseasons for these top schools are not regular preseasons, where they're training from March all the way up. No, not March. From say May all the way back up until schools begins in September. So it is a real preseason. So I always had the belief that seeing that, because we know the clubs honestly they don't have the revenue, the financial resources to really facilitate having a full academy throughout the year.
Hmm.
Whereas the top schools, I believe they do have that resources and they are able to do so. So what I was always wondering if it's a possibility where schools itself could have like an academy theme to them so that
Hmm.
players can be housed throughout the entire school year. Their training. So even when Money Cup is finished, even though you play a final Saturday night, Monday morning after training, after school, you're going back to training again. Monday morning, Monday afternoon, you're going back to training. So I always believe that because my biggest belief why track and field is so successful in Jamaica, and you can attest to this, you were at JC. A lot of persons will say that track season is only from January to March to champs time.
Hmm.
Well, they don't know what's going on in the background because
Hmm.
the athletes actually start training even before school starts. So they start training before school starts, going all the way up to March. So if you look at that structure, and it's not like football. Their training is not, I wouldn't say it's not rigorous, but if you look at their training, they're still running, they're still developing their skills, they're building their muscles, they're getting their techniques properly. So when it comes to the competition time, they can almost master that. Whereas football now, some schools only are able to start training like probably a month prior to school starting, and
Hmm.
as soon as schoolboy season is finished, that's it. Football is done for them until another year. So some schools, majority of schools only play maybe 1.5 months worth of football, which I don't think is sufficient. So, what is your thoughts about that?
Okay. You're making some good points. All right. Listen. You see, when it comes to the football, it's very difficult for that to happen within the schoolboy in terms of a school to take that responsibility based on the mandate. It's an extra curriculum activity. That's the first thing. Um, in football, through the physical education program, they talk about athletic literacy, which means that a lot of players who play the football, they play multi sports. You understand, for the school. So you have footballers who play cricket, they do tracks, they go back, they are going to do the rugby, such and such and such and such. With the athletics, you have a longer preseason to the real to start doing activity. So what would have happened if a school doing that now? ISA doesn't have the resources to really keep the competition and everything like that, to have them playing for over a long period of time, because there's a window for track, there's a window for this, there's a window for that. So for them to have an academy in a case like that is very, very difficult. However, what is important is it takes collaboration between the clubs and the school. That is very, very important. You'll find that it happens, but not all the time. So you'll find in Clarendon College, they have a big collaboration with what's the name? With Portmore United. You find like Woolmer's back in the days, them and Harborview,
Santos as
KC.
Clarendon
Yeah.
link with Santos too.
So they always link with some clubs. So Clarendon with Santos, yeah, that's good. And also with Portmore. Woolmer's and KC link with such and such. They have Cavaliers with Calabar at some point in time. So there have been collaboration. What is important though is for the clubs and the association really to really create competitions, because what you can train all you want to train. You understand? But if you're not playing competitively, you can't improve.
Tell him all
So
right.
it's
No,
so
I
it's not the training. Okay, the training is important, but competition is very, very important. And that's why I applaud Issa the other day when they had the Walker Cup and the Ben Francis, and them create a different tier. Because
Yeah.
what would have happened in this space is that teams that would have dropped out of the Manning Cup and Dakar Cup, they'd
They're
have
still
gone
with
home.
them. And
But
so
because
this
they have
gives
this,
them opportunity to play, continue
give them
playing.
an opportunity to play more football and more football. So this is where the club and the association get in place. But they have to be very creative in terms of to raise money. ISA has been very creative in terms of creating a package where they can create a lot of money. The clubs has to be much more creative and have good collaboration with the club, with the school, because you will have players, who play under 16 game, and there's nobody, the coach from the club don't say, boy, talk to the coach from the school, and you find out player play the next day, one next game, maybe for the club, and you find out that the club, the player get injured and everything like that. But so there needs for greater safeguarding of the players. That is most fundamental. A collaboration between clubs and school, and also not only the clubs but also from a wider perspective in terms of the federation investing more money where it comes to development, in terms of even the grassroots clinics all over the place, creating festivals. Because I've seen now that with the academic, like they're going, like even here with the under 12 or under 9, you will have like one club, they keep a festival. So all of the teams go to this club on a specific day and they play matches. Next week, another team gonna host, sorry, and
Okay.
some competitions, and they play. It's festival. So within the grassroots, you need festival. They need to play. You understand? And also the methodology of our coaches are very, very, very important. One coach said it's better to have no coach than a bad coach. You understand? In the street, players. I come from the street. Kavi, also, you learn football on the street. When you come home with your ball already, you know football, right? It's just
Yeah,
for a coach
that's
to
true.
play this position, whatever. These players are coming. Some of them have a whole lot of skill, but they don't know how to play football
You
because
know
they don't
that's
play. They
you know
don't play
that's
in the
a
street. They don't play with people older than them. You have to protect the ball. The ball bounce this up upon one stone. It'll go here, so it'll go whatever. How you maneuver all of those things. And
yeah,
we say field is
that's
very,
a
very important. Of course, you need good field, but you
that's a
need
very
too.
that's a very
The
good
football.
point.
So you can have the best players. Look at Africa; they don't have good fields, and I'm a person who will want good fields. Don't but I take quote me and say there must not be good fields. But is that the answer? That's not the answer. you have whatever situation you play with as a player, especially the grassroots, you won't have the best surface in a no country at all. They're playing, you talk about Davis, they're playing Paris, they're playing the streets, they're playing some, we call it, they make some, even on a basketball court. Let's say go play football. The ball move here, how you manipulate the ball. You understand? The ball not going to come perfect every single time. When it come perfect every single time, when it don't come perfect, what you do? So even on a bad field, you're going to learn the football. The ball bounce up on you. Hey, you control it. You don't control it the first time. The next time, okay, I'm sure you're going to control it. You understand? So the methodology is very important. The kids, they need to play. Don't coach too much. Just let them play. Let them play. Don't bother tell them every day, okay, 2 touch, 3 touch. I used to do it sometime and I realized that no, when I say I tell a player, I say 2 touch in a pressure. And I am making decision for him. Of
Yeah,
course,
that's
it's
true.
2 touch. But how many times you play on football and you need 5 touch to come out? Or 3 touches? Oh, I tell him, oh, 1 touch. Of course, there's sometimes in which you want to play a 1 touch, but it shouldn't be the majority of the time in which you coach. Let them play. Let them play. But
That's
you
a good
see, like
point.
Verratti and the defenders. If a defender in modern football, if a defender cannot dribble, him in a problem. If a man press him and him assess the press and say, look, the only way I'm gonna get a pass is like him have to dribble feint and pass him. He cannot play. He cannot play. You can't play wing back and you can't dribble. Because every team pressing the wing back.
That's true.
So
That's especially in the modern game now. We what you just said, it's a very because if you look at even Man City right now, Pep. 'Cause Man City is my side, so I watch them more than anybody else right now.
mhm.
Pep is not going to go for a defender who is just a good defender.
No.
You have to be able to be comfortable with the ball because the start of the play starts with the goalkeeper and then it's you.
Mhm.
So you have to be able to you have to be comfortable with the ball. You have to be able to pass out the ball. And it also segues into something that I always wanted to wonder if it's something that coaches themselves look at while being out here.
Mhm.
I've been through my fair share because I used to play for JC as well, under Mr. Henry. So I used to play with him as well. But the older I got, I always wondered, like
True.
watching training clips of overseas teams at the
Mhm.
professional level. We don't say controlling drills. You don't see drills teaching people how to head the ball. You will just see those things being done for warm up purposes.
Mhm. Mhm.
But when I'm out here, even at the Premier League level, I see coaches doing control drills. Players still having to learn how to control the ball. And those small fundamentals, because it goes back to what you said. When you're
Mhm.
on the road playing, you have to be able to navigate. If you know that a ball is going to hit a stone, you have to
Mhm.
know the quick reaction. So that teaches you quick reaction. So if it's the ball coming and you have to do a quick turn, fine. But out here, it seems as if that everything is still by to the books. Just like regular to the books, so there's no advancement. There's no advancement in
No.
the skill set of the particular player. With this one
Mhm.
where you can pass and control. There's nothing
No.
to say, all right then, off the ball movement. That is one thing I see that's beating us as Jamaicans. You see with CC, always even though I'm a JC fan, I was actually bringing CC to win everything this year
Mhm. Mhm.
because when you look at how they play, they're almost not gonna say perfect, but their game it's more advanced compared to most other schools in the schoolboy level. Their off the
Mhm.
ball movement is good. They don't sit on ball watch.
Yeah, but let me tell you something. You see, all of those things, you it's all about the principles. You understand? The principles that you work with are very, very, very important. And the rules. So, for example, you watch CC. I haven't watched them much, but you'll find that they run behind a lot. You understand? They want to switch the ball. So sometimes when you go to training, you focus maybe on two principles. Or you switch the ball, run behind. Okay, you'll probably want to be vertical. So it's not about okay, it's 2 touch, 3 touch, or whatever. You have the principle that will guide you in your training. So for me, from I was at JC through Mr. Jackie Walters, I was with him 2013. He was the technical director of the all school team. I was the head coach. And he's a man. I didn't know he was so cool. Him started carrying me with him. Like him say, "Yo, young boy, come with me." because he might go everywhere, you know. And him carry me on the road and I say, oh, you know anything about tactical periodization? I said, no, sir. What do you mean? I said, yes, sir, man. I said, him talk and talk, and he asked me, I said, no, I said, sir, again. He said, look here, man. And him go and talk anyway. And I say, yeah, man, and he tell me certain thing about tactical. So when I delve into that now, the tactical periodization now, I start realize, boy, you have to teach principles. You understand? From a defensive standpoint, compact, okay, you know, or your shift, you know, different type of principles in terms of how you defend, the attacking principles, the transitional principles. Those are the things that you have to really think about and teach. So you not gonna tell them, you control the ball. No. You probably say, oh, yeah, switch the ball. Yeah, work on that this evening. You switch the ball. When you switch the ball, you have a player run behind. Okay, when him run behind, who are gonna finish? You are telling them, hey, number 9, this whatever finish. You understand? So when you teach a game as simple as that, because when I say 2-touch, you know, I teach control, pass and control with 2-touch. You know? So if I tell a player 2-touch, what am I gonna do? I control and pass. So I don't have to basically. Of course, 2-touch is control and pass. So you're teaching the technical ability if you're doing that in a sense, you know, more than even the tactical in my vision. That's what I think. So I start working with the principles of play. Those are the most important thing when it comes to coaching. That is in your always in your back pocket that you go with. You understand? Or you lose the marker, or you off the ball, off the run, whatever. So you focus on the principles. So for now, what I've been doing, like doing the pro license course and everything like that, the big thing is about now twin topics. So if I go to training, so for example, I'm teaching low block. In the same time, my assistant coach must be looking at penetrating the low block. So we work at twin topic. So rather than just we're defending the low block. Okay, if you're defending the low block, what the next team will do? They must be focusing on now penetrating the low block. So in that training session now, you will have you working on 2 different principles than just one, and everybody is learning in the same time. So those are the things in the advanced level now. That's what the coaches then will do now. My assistant coach is like, is a match versus him, you know, because I'm doing the low block and he might push the team. When I stop to correct a young man, or when I stop in terms of maybe you get 20 seconds break, in terms of the sets, and I'm talking to them, he has to be talking to the next team in terms of the principle. And probably see a moment where that has passed, and he probably talk to the player, because you can talk to the player while he play, or you know, you must teach them too. So this is how you get the best out of all the training session. And this is how I believe if we can work on the methodology of how we work, of how we coach within Jamaica. Not saying it's not being done enough, but if we work more, if we plan more and prepare more for the players, because I've gone to training session and I'm there as a coach. I'm just because I love going to training session. At 30 minutes, the coach is not there. Players are doing whatever they want to do. They come, the coach come on time and start prepare. No, like from Mr. Clark days and Coach Watson days, I start coaching. I am there like half an hour, 1 hour time before. When the players come, I'm 19 years old, and when the players come from my gully high school and reach at the field, the warm up and everything prepare a long time. When I'm at JC, if I 3:30 training, by 3 o'clock everything prepare already. Every single thing. When the players come, I'm not putting down one cone. Maybe for the last activity or whatever. But it's about preparation and getting their mindset in terms of, a coach is serious. You understand?
Yeah, that's true.
Your
Because
job as a coach is to convince the player. If you can
convince the players that you are serious about what you are doing,
serious,
so that
and you know what you do, and the plan we have makes sense. And it's not about just believe. The players them have to know, because once them start believe, they start thinking, them have to know, say, a coach I gotta improve them. Then I gotta believe, say I gotta improve them, because once them start believing, then there's no thinking at all again. They must start believe. You want them know, so boy, Yes, Mr. Mix.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good
Good
evening,
evening, Siobhan and Mr. Cole. It's just I just have a little thing that I would like you to clear up, Mr. Coley. In regards to, because my belief is that Jamaica football suffer from two things. And I think it's coaching and players' coachability. What I mean by coachability is that the players are able to adjust to changes, way of play. I think those are the two biggest problems. However, could you
Okay.
give me a quick idea between coaching courses? What makes a coaching course different from another?
All
Because
right.
in Jamaica, they are telling you about C license and B license and A license. And so what makes the B better than the C? What is, give me an idea what makes the difference,
All right.
please. I would really
So,
appreciate this.
all right, I'll tell you the difference. You say C license, grassroots. But the B license, you start looking at coaching youngsters, like maybe to 10, 14, 16 year old like this. You start looking at bigger field coaching, like 11 versus 11. While the C license is just grassroots football. Okay, the A license would push you now to amateur, this, and even we call it maybe under 19, under 21, and then the pro license now will take you to start coaching the professional at the professional level. No, what are the differences? Well, by you reach the A license, let me look at the A license. You will start be looking at how you manage a team, the different the principles, but more in depth in terms of the principles. You start looking at okay, training sessions, but you start looking at more in depth, not just about so, okay, the microcycle, the mesocycle, but you start looking at the preseason in a sense. You're looking at the season and how you manage the maintenance of whatever fitness and whatever what you do during that the aspect. By you reach a pro license, you start looking at how you manage not only the players but your staff, everybody around you, how you deal with the media, how you plan for certain things and certain different situations and scenarios. So it is different in a sense. It's very different based on if the country or if the confederation have a well structured coaching program. It should be very very different, and you can being on a coach, you can be on a course, you can feel it. When I was in Jamaica, we started looking at the D list in CONCACAF. You understand? But a lot of the coaches will start saying that, how can I in Jamaica, how can I have a level two? How can I have a level two? And you're probably asking me to do a C license. After having a level two in Jamaica, and the level two at the time, maybe in 2016, 2015, it was said with a level two you can coach what? The Premier League, right? And
Yes.
then why should I have a
That's the
level
one we
two?
did, right?
Yeah. Why should I have
That's
a
the one
level
we did
two?
at
Yeah. Why should I have a level two and still go back to do a C license? Should I not be exempted based on doing the level two plus my years of experience and competencies put together? So you will find that like within the Europe and all those countries, you find some coaches will be exempted based on the competencies. Like if they bring in a new course, their years of competency, the years of experience and the competency, and maybe exempting from a C, and them say, no, you based on this, the body of work that you have done, you should do a B license. But but you see a lot of person, although they had a level two, they have to start from the C license and everything. And some person kind of their talk is like also is a revenue stream. Is definitely is also, you must understand, is also a what's the word, a revenue stream also for any federation in the
Revenues.
world. In Europe, the only part when you reach is when you reach a pro license that they don't think about the amount, because you would probably have just 8 for one country. Like for us in Asia, you have so many countries in Asia, and across Asia they only choose I think 22. So to get into that, I had to wait like 4 years. And normally after you finish the A, you take it 2 years before you can do the pro license. I had to wait like 4 years, and I had to align myself. I had to make calls. I had to try to know people. because at the end of the day is who you know when it comes to the pro license. Not care how good you be, but you can be a very good coach at the A license, and they decide that look here, you will not do a pro license. You understand? You will never. In France, I think they do 8 probably every 2 years, 8 or so in the pro license. And those coaches, you know who are those coaches? Past footballers, football stars. So you have a coach who never play no football at all, or never be at the high level. No, you probably do stop at the A license and it take you years before you do a pro license. So it's a very difficult for if you're not a top player, if you're not a top player in the world, and even within the Caribbean too, they will always fast track those players who are big names for different reasons. Because to manage players, you have to can convince them. And once you have a name, all you need to do is to have very good assistant coaches. And you know the football too, but you make sure you have good assistant coaches and you're good. You understand? Not saying I won't say you're good, but it's good because at the same time, the club will believe that okay, this is a player who play Gold Cup, play win this, win that, and him feel secure. The fans them okay, no pressure on the management because of that. And at the same time, the players believe in you because you can be saying the right thing, but guess what happened? You're not the right messenger. You understand? So coaches take a lot of different things. So when some person, boy, you know what, this coach, they push him up because even when you in Asia and Europe, you have like Kevin De Bruyne, they get exempted from doing like the C or the B, or they will do the B and the A together, same time. You understand? Because in Belgium, the coach that the instructor is a Belgium instructor, director of Belgium instructor that taught us, was the main instructor for us. Kevin De Bruyne, he's doing the A and B and A together. A normal coach won't get that opportunity. But if you are Kevin De Bruyne and you have so much experience, you play the football as if, I mean, you know the game. You understand? You're a top player. Most of those coaches are exempted. But there's a big difference between from the D, the C, the A, the B and the A up to the pro. So there's a big once the federation and you like is organized, there should be a clear a clear distinction between the levels, and
Yeah.
it's very very
So
important.
yeah, or I can. So do you agree that Jamaica football, one of the major issue is the coaching? Because before you answer, I will say this. I tend to go to the local games, Premier League games, just to watch.
Mhm.
And I will watch a player, say 2022 or 2021, and I will come back 2024, 2023, and I will watch that player again. And I realized that players that I saw play in 2021, 2023, when I see the players, I literally cannot see any improvement in their game.
Mhm. Mhm.
Isn't that not a coach issue?
Well, it is. I think it's easy to say it's a coach issue. That is one. It's always easy to say
No,
that
I'm not
it
saying, I'm
may be.
asking. I'm asking.
No. And I'm answering too. I'm answering in a way where I'm saying it's always sometimes easy to say that, but some of the time is the level of the competition. You understand? You know, it can be, of course, coaching because you have different coach who go and come, but also the level of the competition. Is it as strong enough to improve the players? Because that is what's going to improve the players more than anything else. You know, of course, the coach is important, but the level of the competition, is it improving the players? And that is one thing we have to look at when we even have some competition. Do we have too many teams? Do we have too little teams? In terms of the coaching, of course, it can always improve because many of our coaches we have only um, garner knowledge by just watching the football, what we read. But even within the courses too, we don't have that. It's always we're very quick. You finish a A license and or you finish when I did the level 2, it was like 2 weeks. Nobody came to my club to watch me for a part of the time. You understand, to see what I was doing outside, who monitor the coaches and stuff like that. You know, and not on a day-to-day basis, but can pop in and assess what the coach is doing. And there's no monitor of the coaches. You do the license, you go back at your coach. You can do whatever. Of course, you can do whatever. But for you to transition from a B or say a level 1 to a level 2, there must be some form of assessment of you in terms of coming to your games, watching your training session. So what the coaches need more than anything is mentorship. Somebody, if you have organization, for example, say you're within JFF, you must be mentoring the coaches from the who leaving from the level 1 to the level 2, maybe to the level 3 if you have one. So mentorship is much more important, and that helped me because when I met Jackie Walters and I was with him for 2 weeks, Mr. Meeks, he sat me down and him just start talk. He wasn't afraid to tell me, boy, these principles in work on. When I play Mr. Walters, I know exactly his game model. I played him in 2014. Him teach me in 2013. I know exactly how him play because he was open enough to me to give me to invite me in. You understand? And tell me certain things, book for me that I'm supposed to read. He was always saying to me, "Hey, you know this drill with the 3 colors? Hey man, it's when it might tell me, say, boy, that helps so much with the cognitive of the players, and also when you talk about transition and whatever. So I am there and I'm a sponge, because when I go someplace, I'm always a listener. I'm the least of everybody, so I am there just to, get as much information. No, I'm telling you, that is my approach to everything. You understand? I'm just did that myself. Did you? Although I come here for coach a Jamaica team, but it was one of my biggest coaching courses. You understand? So I don't play when I sit around some coaches, and allow myself to be mentored by them, because that is how you're gonna improve. You have a problem, you call a coach and say, "Oh, coach, what do you think about this?" You understand? Nobody thinks, boy, you know everything. You don't know. The more you know, the more you're into football, you realize you know nothing. You understand? Because what was good maybe 5 years ago, it changed. The football is changing. It's like fashion. It's changing, and it come back right around and this. So the more you understand the football, you realize the boy, you know nothing at all. So the coach must allow themselves to be mentored. That is one. A mentorship program must be in place. That's the only way the coaches are going to improve. Who assess the coach? You go to your club, you do whatever you want to do. You lose, you get fired, you go whatever. But are you improving? Who's there? What is the connection from you doing this course to the next course? There must be, and that's the difference between a Europe and maybe even Asia to in Jamaica. Because when I did level 1, nobody come. I never see nobody. When I do level 2, I just pay my money and go do it.
Do they assess you guys over there as a coach?
Of course.
Somebody come and assess.
Sometimes, yeah, of course. So
How
they
often?
come. How often? I'm not sure, because they will just pop up. So it's not like I would say, boy, it's like every month. But sometimes you'll be at a training session and you finish, and the coach want to see what kind of plan you have, what were you working on, stuff like that, and we have some discussion. And then you will have, for example, always have homework. So once you're in the program, you're gonna have homework. And so when you reach level 2, you have to provide a certain amount of the next level. You have to provide some amount of homework. So for example, you have a video like 8 sessions. So when you come to the next level, that are your first assignment. You understand? To video, like you're not gonna show the full session because nobody can watch that. But you have to cut the videos and show exactly. You have to create your game model. From B license, I think you start to create some form of game model. When you reach probably the pro, you have to advance it somewhat. You understand? So all of those things are very, very important. The game
A
model, the
person
coach.
like you, the planning, being a teacher or a former teacher, lesson planning and thing would be similar to a plan for a training session, right?
Yeah, somewhat,
You
of course. Yeah,
state your
because
objectives and you have
you have because normally, as I said, you have your topics, your objective, your coaching points. You need to have those things, which those are the things that will guide you. Because don't when you go to coach a team, even if you're speak, you must be speaking on your coach, have your coaching points. Those are the most important thing. Outside of that, things may happen. You don't have to focus on whatever you're on. You're teaching this topic, focus on it. Focus on it. Focus on it. If it's vertical you want to play, focus on it. Focus on it. You play football. You don't want the confusion. Oh, this. You don't want that as a coach. My blind spot sometimes was that I probably say too much to the players. You understand? That was my blind spot. You understand? And over a period of time, you have to just, minimize that as much as possible, because the players just want small information. They can play. They can play. They can play football. You said the coachability of the players. It goes back to the education. It goes back to the education. It goes back to who in them ears. In Jamaica, it's difficult because you have the community I tell them one thing. You have you I tell them one thing. You have the club I tell them another thing. You understand who they believe in. It's like that. But if you have a strong education where
And the
the
school too.
coaches from everybody within the country, I said, look here, this is what we're working on. This is what we're looking forward to. This is what this maybe even it's not system, but these are the principles. By them reach 14, these are the principles that they need to understand to come to the next level. Then everything will be much, much smoother. So in Belgium, I think they have what? Maybe
One
10.
more question from me.
Mm-hmm.
One more question. Do you have any interest in the future to return to Jamaica and become the head coach of the senior team?
No, that's always. Listen, I've always wanted to coach my national team. To be honest with you,
Good
but
question.
no, football is. I'm open. I am open. It may happen. It may never happen. But I'm preparing myself to be the best coach I can be. You understand? And when you do that, when opportunity come, you will be prepared. So I'm not saying, look here, okay, keep my mind on this. No, it's not. That's not how I think. You understand? I think about the preparation, and then have gas in the bus, then you can take you anywhere. You understand? But you can't be thinking, okay, you want to go Kingston, but if you don't have the gas, brother. So I think about having the energy, having the petrol first, and then, well, first have the bus and the petrol, and then the destination can be anywhere, anywhere in the world. You know what I mean?
All right. Thanks, man. Take care of
Yeah, man.
yourself, yeah?
Yeah, man, you too, man. And you're doing a good job.
Respect, man.
Yeah, man, bless you. Man, follow you. Don't think
Big
I'm not
coach.
following you.
He says he's following you. And
I think so now follow you. See
or
your last
Mr.
interview.
Miguel.
Yeah, man.
Yo, you watch his last interview.
Like you, man, cry.
And get some beating this year, man. We get 7 and them things this year, so I will come back good next year. Anyway,
Like
it was
you learn more than you last.
2 hour and 30 minutes,
Yeah, man. I think we need to go sleep.
You need to go sleep now, but you, yeah. Rest the brain, yeah? The brain that work overtime. Yeah. It was nice speaking to Coach Miguel Coley, and you can never stop talking about football, and there's a lot to learn when talking to Coach Miguel Coley. We not even get to go through the national setup as yet in his club at Qatar and stuff like that. So we hope we can get a part 2, part 2 of this interview. And Mr. Meeks, El Futuro Club, Jump Ship, Shaban, Pierre jump in and say their 2 cents. And a lot of persons in the comment section wanted to say there, but with the time is limited. So once again, I want to say thank you, Mr. Miguel Coley. And if you have anything to say to anybody, coach, or we want to big up anybody, this is the time now to do that.
Big up all the winners during the schoolboy football. All the winners. It's difficult to win anything. You find I mean, it's difficult. You have coaches who win the first title. Some in their 50s, some in their 60s. So, and they have been coaching a long time. So I know it's very, very difficult. So congratulations to all the coaches who have won during the schoolboy football, the Premier League. You know what I mean? There are many good coaches in Jamaica, and a lot of coaches are doing fantastic. They need a lot of support. They need mentorship. They need a lot of support. So once we can get it right, because we keep on producing players, maybe not at the level in which we should, or the quality and the amount, but we keep on producing players. But if we can really work together, because a lot of times we say we want to work together, but we don't really want to work together. Some person want to win, and not as supportive to the other coaches. Only if they win, they are satisfied. But I am a coach. I was never always a winner. I've lost many games, and through those losses, I've learned so much. You understand, and you find a lot of players who may not win the Manning Cup, may not win the Dakasa Cup, but they transition to further heights than even players who have won. So the development and other players doesn't stop there. You have players who are late bloomers, and from a national point of view, I've always thought that you must have room for the late bloomers. So like in some countries, you will have, for example, under 14, you will have like the A team and the B team. You understand? And you will find out that by you reach under 20,
They only anybody.
the BT players, they transition further. You understand? Because a lot of time, especially at a young age, when they are mature quicker, they are bigger, you find that they win games, and they will win games for you. But are those the talented players? You understand? So therefore, from your philosophy as a country, that will guide you. Your game model as a country, that will guide you. But also you must have and prepare players who are the late bloomers. Kevin De Bruyne, he was a late bloomer. You have so many players who will never be on the under 14, but they're on the B team or the under 14 team that have transitioned to be world class players. But at the youth level, the size, the maturity, very, very important, and they will win your games. But the question is, are you really coaching the future, the brighter prospect in terms of the football? No, sometimes no. They're the late bloomers. They're the late bloomers. And as I said, Shavar Nicholson, him never win Manning Cup. Leon Bailey never win Manning Cup. I see one guy who got the Italy the other day, forget his name, from Mount Pleasant. Him never win Manning Cup. And you will go right through it. Because I said you have a lot of late bloomers. You have a lot of late bloomers. So we have to prepare and for those players as much as possible. That's just my 2 cents. So thank you again, and it's a great pleasure.
It's Trevante, so not Carl.
Yeah, Trevon, yeah.
Thank you very much, Coach Miguel. Thank you. Yeah, yes, I remember. You were in Italy from Mount Pleasant, yeah. So thank you very much, Miguel. Hope we have a part 2 for this, because we never get into the World Cup final with Shaver, your first year with the national team. A lot of things are going on him, so we never get into that.
Yeah, and what person must understand was that Coach Shaver had a lot of trust in me, that he was managing the team and I was coaching the team. So he would tell me what, because normally before the games, I would do the team talk. You understand? He probably go to his room or whatever we meet, and him say, boy, this is what he want to tell the team. Then I would speak to the team. I would keep the training. So Coach Shaver, so he had a lot of trust in me. So for a coach to come from Germany, we have so many coaches at their disposal and choose me. And even when he left Jamaica, remember, you go one top club in Asia, and him say, call me and say, Coley, anywhere I'm going in the world, more as my assistant coach. It spoke volume to his belief and trust in me, because remember, you can get a coach if you take up your phone and put it down without even dial a number, him get a coach from anywhere in the world. You understand? Because there's so many coaches in Europe, in Asia, who he could have brought, and he brought me here. You understand? So it spoke a lot. It spoke volume to the trust and the belief in a little youth from Mile Gully. You know what I mean? So
yeah, man. You got thanks,
Yeah, man, every time, man.
All right. Thank you very much. And again, you can come on at any time on NC TV. So if you're on YouTube or you see we do some show, you can jump on, see me and we can talk. You understand me? Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Let's go to the politics. politics though. Sometimes you have some politics talks. That's what I want.
Politics. Football is
Anyway,
politics.
respect.
But yeah, man,
Yeah.
that's definitely no politics for me. Cool.
And you can also come on to, if the plan B, you can come on and come promote your bad do it them in your poems, bad poems. Eh? I'm listening to some of them by Amazon, you know. Not Amazon.
And respect, man.
Audio man.
Oh, okay. I need to put out some more, you know, I have a lot, but the time, you know. Time.
Yeah. I see some on YouTube too as well. Them bad.
We try, you know, we try.
Yeah, bad.
You have to be crazy. You have to be crazy if we make it, you know.
All right, respect.
Yeah, man, every time.
Every time. So people, there have it. From Jamaica, from my gully, Miguel Coley, reaching to the higher heights. Professional diploma coaching course. No, he's a pro license coach. What are you waiting on, Jamaican coaches? You can step out and get yourself qualified. Unseen, looking to do it. It's your time. I'm going to be out. Unseen, one scene, always on the scene. I'm out here.